You ready? Let's go.
Yo, shout out to cats on social media that talk about me and see me on subterranean and they just talk about me. Yeah, you can say you heard it through the grapevine. We moving so fast that you can think we cut the brake lines. You can never take mine, boy, sweeter than
you. Hey, we live. Okay, looks good. Looks like we got a little something going. Okay, so what the hell is this? For those who don't know, well, I can't. Okay, so I guess I gotta leave it. Oh, that's it. All right. So this is the live stream. We're live streaming right now from New York. You know what I'm saying? We live in New York on TV right now. I hope y'all can hear me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we live on TV in Manhattan, New York right now as we speak. So we are live every Thursday at 1:30 East Coast Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? This is the live stream. This is every week we live in New York. You know what I'm saying? And we live in all over across the country, man. We're talking Hollywood, Chicago, you know what I'm saying? If you're an independent musician, or I mean, you ain't got to be a musician. Like if you're trying to get something published on TV, you know what I'm saying? In on Comcast TV, that's basically what this is. You know what I'm saying? So like this is the Manhattan stream. You know what I'm saying? Like we stream every day. You know what I'm saying? Right from hoodx.com. So like if you're in New York right now, you know what I'm saying, and you turn to channel 4, this is what's gonna be on channel 4. You see what I'm saying? So like, you know, even though you know what I'm saying, you watching this from the live stream from your crib, you know what I'm saying, the people in New York, you know what I'm saying, who turn to channel 4 right now, like they watching this on TV at their crib. So, and it's like this with all our live streams across the country. So, you know what I'm saying, even though you can watch the live stream from our site, you can still watch it on TV if you're living in that city. You see what I'm saying? So, the people in New York right now, who on channel 4, they watching this shit right now on TV. They can't see me in that, you know what I'm saying? I'm only doing this live stream for you, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube, but like, basically anybody in New York watching this shit right now, they, you know what I'm saying, they see this right here, which you see on your screen. So, you know what I'm saying, that's why we're looking for artists, you know what I'm saying, musicians, models, basically, you know what I'm saying, anybody who got any type of talent who's trying to get on TV nationwide, you know what I'm saying, you wanna go through us. Mind you, like, you don't see this shit, and they're like, you know what I'm saying, if you're a rapper, if you're a musician, or if you know a rapper, you know a musician, and they sing, or somebody like you know somebody who's trying to blow up, everybody knows somebody who's trying to blow up, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get on TV nowadays for music, that shit is like almost fucking impossible, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know nobody else, I've never even seen another service that do what I do, as far as, you know what I'm saying, putting people on TV, you see what I'm saying? No matter what you do, you know, it's like literally almost impossible to get on TV, you see what I'm saying? Especially nationwide. So you want to fuck with us, you know what I'm saying? This is what I do. I'm very passionate about this, you know what I'm saying? She is bad as hell. What the hell?
It ain't hard. This is to all, to you.
Okay. So that's Kool-Aid Bedroom. I don't even know. Like, that's something too. Like, a lot of these songs, they get submitted to Hood. lot. But a lot of these videos, you know what I'm saying, they get submitted to me. You know, they be submitted. Man, what the fuck? They be submitted from somebody else, and then like I don't know who be sending me these videos. You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of times the artists who put it on here ain't the art. Goddamn, they not the artist. Oh, like he didn't send me this video. You know what I'm saying? Like it's usually a manager or somebody. You know what I'm saying, that they be working with that sent it to me. So a lot of times these artists don't even know that they be on TV. It might be like I'll tweet it and like you see the Twitter name on there and everything. Like I tweet it and I let people know, but like they still like motherfuckers just be sleep, man. It's really sad, man. Like I get a lot of good music from independent artists all over the world that be colder than the shit that I be hearing on the radio. Like that song right there was colder than a lot of the shit I be hearing on the radio. It's a brand new song. You say brand new, it's not even a month or two old. You know what I'm saying? But motherfucking video. Like the artists, a lot of artists are like, this video off the chain.
Boy, yeah, that shit is cool. That shit is cool.
Man, all they got is good beats.
Hey, them niggas like it right like this.
Nothing but good beats, bro.
That's up.
It's crazy, man. No lyrics at all, man.
Hey, this should be called the
It's retarded, man. It make no sense.
Nah, that's
21 is better than you, man.
Oh, what? This nigga just said 21.
21 savage,
First of
bro.
all, he can't rap. You
Yes,
feel
he
me?
can.
How?
Okay, we ain't gonna go there. He can't rap. His videos suck. Really no swag. And it ain't just him. I don't even blame him. It's the whole all these young niggas.
Man.
It's easy to fool niggas like you because couple fake
That's my
guns.
young
So
dude.
easy.
Couple fake guns. You know what?
Couple flags.
I'm gonna show you. Watch. Hey, look. Let's do this shit one time.
This video off the chain.
Nigga in the booth making trap noises and shit. I'm dead ass gonna do that the whole song for real. Watch.
I just want the money. I just want to go. I just want it all. Never sell my soul. I do what I want.
I think, like, mind you, like, this is what you gotta understand about me. This is what I actually listen to. Like, I don't listen to, like, I listen to this shit. Yo, I listen to music that is submitted to my site. Like, I mean, I listen to industry shit too. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I've noticed, for like, you know what I'm saying, especially like in the age we live in, you talking about people's attention span and shit. Like a lot of people's attention span be fucked up, and that like, you know what I'm saying, it'd be difficult for motherfuckers to like even expose themselves to some shit that they ain't never heard before. You know what I'm saying? But like, this is what the fuck I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like being like everybody else. Like, I'm a player. You know what I'm saying? Like, we listen to what the fuck we do shit our own way. Like, we listen to what the fuck we want to listen to. We form our own thoughts the way we want to form our own thoughts. You see what I'm saying? So like, that's why I'm attracted to independent music. That's why I'm attracted to independent artists. That's why I like listening to shit I ain't never heard before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it gets you to start thinking a different way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man, I get a lot of, every day I get hella videos uploaded to my site every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know what I'm saying? You think like, I've noticed like, man, it's a lot of people on my site who like they got people on my site they call bloggers. You know what I'm saying? Like Gucci said that shit I think on the Met Cafe, so he's like, I give a fuck what the bloggers say. But like, you got bloggers out. You know what I'm saying? People blog to my site and they blog other artists, like they publish other artists and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, bloggers make a lot of money. Like the motherfuckers who blog on my site, you know what I'm saying, promoting these songs to these artists, they make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like you think they're like, okay, well, ain't nobody watching that shit. This shit don't get on traffic. Like, little do you know, like these motherfuckers who be getting money. Like, you know what I'm saying? The shit about Facebook and the shit about YouTube, a lot of social media sites, it's free. And you get a lot of traffic because it's free. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of paid content, like people, you know what I'm saying, who pay, you know what I'm saying, or get paid to publish TV. You don't even know about these motherfuckers and shit like that. Like you mean, like the amount of money I make doing this shit, like you would never even believe that the amount of money I make. Like, man, that shit don't even, you know what I'm saying? You think ain't nobody watching that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, ain't nobody, it ain't get no traffic. But like, little do you know, like, all of these artists got their own clicks and their own market that they share the shit to. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's more direct. And then like, You know what I'm saying? Like they say, when you try to get everybody, you don't get nobody. You know what I'm saying? When you market directly to your crowd, you know what I'm saying? You got a team of, you got a dedicated list of followers of like maybe like 500 to 1,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Like you can make a lot of money just with a crowd, like a dedicated crowd of like 500 to like I got about 3,500 people right now subscribed to my channel on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Now, like you guys, so how does that translate over into dollars? Like unless somebody actually pay me through a super chat or somebody actually, so saying, give me some bread, like. Having 3,500 subscribers on YouTube technically does not translate over to a lot of money. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta literally get like thousands and thousands of subscribers before you start making a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same shit even with you know what I'm saying, with Facebook. And then like, if you got a lot of friends and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, it's still hard to generate money. You know what I'm saying? When you form a good business plan though, as far as what you do, like you can. It don't matter if you got 500 followers and still, if you form your business plan right, you can still pull in a good amount of money every month. You see what I'm saying? And that's literally what the fuck I did. And then like, I have about 1,000 subscribers in that. You see what I'm saying? And just in them 1,000 subscribers, you see what I'm saying? I make a good enough amount of money, you see what I'm saying, to support what the fuck I need to do. You see what I'm saying? And like, that's how you gotta start looking at it. Like, a lot of people think, like I say, traffic or views is money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people think just being famous that it actually make money. Like, no, like, fame and money is two completely different things. Like, you look at the shit that's happening with Monique, you know what I'm saying? Netflix offered her like $500,000, you know what I'm saying, to do a show. Now, you look at it like $500,000, that's a lot of money, but like, to her, they like, that ain't shit. Like, money is relative. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, be good at what you do. And don't worry about traffic. You know what I'm saying? Worry about, you know what I'm saying, doing what you do long term and making a way to like get paid, you know what I'm saying, and support yourself for doing what you do. That's how you gotta think. You know what I'm saying? Most people think like, oh, I'm going for the grand slam, I'm gonna hit a home run, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna get thousands of subscribers. It's like, bro, that don't add up to money. That don't mean that you know what I'm saying, that you're gonna be able to keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So like my site, that's what we specialize in, you know what I'm saying, building your own crowd, you know what I'm saying, through our own network. You know what I'm saying? Like, social media is one thing, you know what I'm saying, but like this is a whole different demographic. Like, this is like national television on Comcast network. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, all of these artists who publish their music with me, they getting traffic. You know what I'm saying? It's still up to them to monetize it.
That nigga got a nigga up. I'm cutting up, nigga up. I'm all the way 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 up. Yo, I'm all the way up. Hey, we all the way up, girl. Hey, fell up in the club, full of bug, whole club, rockin' swag on $1 million. I see them hoes jockin' moving to the bar. I'm feeling like a star. These hoes coming over, they must know who we are. The whole club jigging, jumping to the ceiling, going live, energized squad in the building. Niggas be having mud, but I don't be giving the fuck. When I'm mixing up in my cup, I be leaning and cutting up. We got bottles at our table, whole clique, pen and paper. We flirting with the model, we with levels, so they gon' holler. My clique full of vodka, my swag on so proper. Niggas be wanting knockers, but can't nobody stop us. Turned up, nigga, up. I'm full of pills, nigga, up.
Oh shit.
That liquor got a nigga up.
I'm gonna drop this link in here in the chat. So if you're in the chat, I'm gonna drop the actual link in there. You see we live in New York right now. So like, they go to the actual link if you want to watch the link. Oh, let me just play right here. See, this is the live stream.
I got it, and you know this, man. I'm making dough, so I'm on the run like gingerbread. We in the city, doing numbers like a mathematician. That's why they love me in the hood, because I'm so ambitious. 30 for 30, I'm balling on them like an MVP.
That beat nuts. See, like, if you watching this, you know what I'm saying, and if you do music or you into, like, you're saying, if you into this, you know what I'm saying, and you want to get down with the network, you know what I'm saying, you think that you could, you know what I'm saying, you think that you know somebody that can use these services, something like that, and you want to sell the services, you know what I'm saying, just send me an email, K-Blao@hotmail.com, you know what I'm saying, because you can sell slots on there, like, You figure like every episode on here got at least about 8-9 videos. You see what I'm saying? Depending on which slot they pick, some of our slots are $10 up to $50 a slot. You see what I'm saying? So you figure the $50 a slot, 8 videos. You see what I'm saying? Per episode, that's like $400. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just per episode, and they're like, you know what I'm saying? You can book your whole episode, and they're like, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? We talk numbers, but like, you know what I'm saying? Basically, anybody can do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go on WorldStar, we charging like, I think it's like $1,500 or like $2,000 and shit like that, just to get your video on WorldStar, and they're not putting the shit on TV or nothing. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's people looking for what you know what I'm saying? It's people looking for this service. So if you think you can sell it, or if you think, you know what I'm saying, you can really find a network, you know what I'm saying? Holla. It's still brand new. A lot of people don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? We a national television Eastern system in fucking 20 cities, major cities across the country. You know what I'm saying? So if you think you can do this, you know what I'm saying?
Well, wait until I get there. Just get from around me with all that playfulness. I'm only here to get serious. You only here to get rid of this. But this faith gon' last forever, dog. I want this as your favorite song. Just play this at your place or something. Homies got the party going. That Henny got me faded some. I only see us laying up. Just take it past the basic pump. Only when it's playing on, I'll be feeling great or something.
I got what you want. Pull up on the scene. Counting up the dough. You already know. I got what you need. I got what you want. Pull up on the scene. Cameras flashing. Oh, riding in the scene. Counting up the dough. You already know. UK, America, only real niggas. Lagos, Nigeria. This is DJ turn up, DJ Kali turn up, DJ CBJ turn up, DJ Vincent turn up. Everybody forward bust I don't got when they see that face so. God swag. Everybody forward bust I don't got when they hear that bass go.
I don't know what the fuck this dude's saying.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Everybody forward bust I don't got when they hear that bass go.
What the fuck is he saying?
This is DJ turn up. Oh yeah, everybody turn up. Oh yeah, London turn up.
Dude look like Kevin Hart a little bit.
Vegas turn up. South Africa turn up.
He look like a broke ass Kevin Hart.
DJ turn up. DJ Exclusive turn up. DJ Spinner turn up. DJ Kupi turn up. $40. Baba mi agba. Oh yeah, carry go. I like to Dangote.
Look like he just got kicked out of his crib or some shit.
Everybody forward bust I don't got when they see that face so. God swag. Everybody forward bust
I don't know what this nigga said, but I ain't gonna lie, it sound dope as hell.
Everybody forward bust I don't got when they see that face so. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Everybody forward bust I don't got when they hear that bass go.
I think he said everybody bust the Glock when they see the face, yo.
The one that turn up with y'all. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
I don't know what the fuck this song is about, but the beat is cold and I think it's decent. I don't know what the fuck it's about though.
Everybody always bust that talker when they see that face, so.
Everybody always bust a cocker when they see their face.
Everybody always bust that talker when they hear that bass go.
Everybody bust a Glocker when there's something.
Everybody always bust that talker when they see that face, so.
Everybody bust a Glocker when they see their face, yo.
Everybody always bust that talker when they hear that bass go.
I don't know what the fuck he's saying right there.
Oh yeah, Lagos turn up. Did you want to turn up? I was turn up. Betty turn up.
Bro.
Turn up. Anyway, turn up.
I think this nigga literally like woke up and was like, alright, I'm gonna go shoot a video, and like literally walked right outside and just shot that shit. Like that nigga got this shirt he slept in type shit. Like what the fuck wrong with that shirt? This nigga look like a broke Kevin Hart action figure. I guess he was shooting us at the end. Yeah, Jay, that beat was fire, and the chant he was saying was hey,
yeah.
This nigga cold as hell, Joe. This nigga named Young Lou. He from Seattle. You know what I'm saying? This nigga kill this beat. This shit roofing.
Look, niggas be talking that shit. Them niggas not in the way. Up in my city, they know I'm that nigga. Them bitches be proud to say. I was caught up in the struggle, but fuck it, I got this shit out of the way. No, she listen, sorry mama for cussing, but she'll be the proudest I make it. Had to flip a couple grams. I was caught up in the jam. Had to rob a couple niggas was jealous cause they was bragging about some bands. I ain't never had much. I remember gripping glam. Women shooting in the gym. Now the shooters call me fam. Watch that little bitch. Watch that little.
This nigga named Young Lou.
Outside of the box when they shooting your top of your bitch. I'm that nigga, and I see them niggas is mocking the kid. Why they really trying to copy the kid? That's gonna have your bitch popping this shit. Hey, what can I say?
Hey, this nigga a Pisces. He a Pisces.
Yeah, you the main man. I'm on the weeks and such. How you gon' stay? Damn, never thought you was a cut. No, that she stuck on my dick and you love her, you stupid as fuck. Boy, I've been rookie as fuck. Why am I chewing this up like this beat with some loopy love? Never go scratch it, she better be honest. On top of my nigga, I'm shooting the club. I got the juice if you want. I got the gas for the track, I've been juicing it up. Probably could use it for truck, I've been maxing this shit. Now my dreams look lucid as fuck. Let me tell you, I'm on a money mission, I can't stop. Can't stop.
You ever talk about lucid dreams and shit? You know that nigga Pisces.
With some death to all of these lame drops. Hey, shout to all of my day ones. I'm gone.
Yeah, that nigga Pisces. His name Young Lou. His Twitter is 2 Live Lou. You know what I'm saying? That nigga spit, but he a true Pisces. And then like he spit like a lot of Pisces is good at spitting this shit, man. That nigga can rap his ass off. You know what I'm saying? It sound like you watching a motherfucking movie the way he rap that shit.
I'm staying, I know it's some more. Better if I bust it, show us some more. I'ma keep grinding and come on some more. Know when I get it, I'm blowing some more. I need some more. Got a design of the flow. I like the fish, I need bones. I need a wheel, not just a regular wheel. I need a ring for a cold. Call a lot, man, give me some more. Yeah, the N5, but I need some more. Hit for 20 right, but I need some more. They ain't talking more, but I gotta go. I need some more.
I just dropped my motherfucking blunt in my shoe.
I gotta go.
This shit just burnt the shit out of I just burnt the shit out of myself.
Then I came up in this shit. That when I got me a steed. That when I hit me a lead. That when I got me a breed. I'm just surviving. Jittin' be shucking and jiving. Niggas I be with conniving. We some little monsters. Ain't no some niggas a monster. Fetch us and you gon' get punched. You gon' get punched. Shut your protecting them.
I think Young Lou is mulatto, if I'm not mistaken. I think he mixed.
If you a dollar, a lever. I'm on a stroll. Chasing that.
I might be wrong.
Them niggas who told, ducking them home. Who wanna turn up on live, telling they followers live. I'm in my mode, teaching from me cause a chick. I need them views on my neck. I need.
Y'all gotta know this shit, man. Like, I grew up watching Samurai Sunday back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I grew up watching old Chinese kung fu movies and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, it was a culture to that shit. And they're like, it's like the old school kung fu movies is different from like the shit you saw Bruce Lee, like when they had high budget kung fu movies, like Y'all don't know, like the old school kung fu movies was like hood movies.
I gotta go.
And like they had their own culture of motherfuckers who watch their own shit. Like it was their own culture. Out here, motherfuckers don't respect like I watch this shit, like you see what I'm saying? Like I make movies. So I'll watch another nigga movie, I'll watch another nigga video and get into it. And respect the craft, like you see what I'm saying? You got a lot of niggas out here that like go to open mics and perform. And then they won't even listen to the other niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'll go in there, rap their shit, and then leave. And they're like, they don't even give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? That motherfuckers don't respect the craft. You got niggas out here who make videos that don't even watch, you know what I'm saying, independent videos. So you got to do your homework. You got to see what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect the craft. This is where a lot of motherfuckers, and that's why the game be fucked up, man. That's why it was I ain't gonna just kind of, I ain't gonna say it was always easy, but like it was kind of easy for me to get in my lane, and then like it wasn't nobody, and like ain't nobody out here expanding the lane. You feel what I'm saying? And like me, like it's a big ass lane, and they're like, yo, you're on TV in fucking 20%. You got a hip hop video, we can get you on TV, easy as fuck. All you gotta do is send it, bam, you on TV. Like half these niggas don't even know they on TV right now. Like you trust me, you hit this nigga website up right now. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I didn't tweet it. That his video been on TV. I didn't tweet it. And trust me, like this nigga, he don't even know he on TV right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you got shit like that. You got like I send motherfuckers an email like, hey man, your video live on TV, and like motherfuckers won't even check their email. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole game be fucked up. It's like nigga, I'm out here putting niggas on TV for free. You know what I'm saying? They won't even check the email or even tweet the shit or even follow the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because social media be having so many motherfuckers so distracted and like lost in the bullshit trying to get famous. Like they don't even know. Like man, it's a real opportunity. You got an email to send to you, motherfucker won't even check their email. You know what I'm saying? So like, trust me, like this nigga do not even know he on TV right now. That's the shit that I be fighting. You know what I'm saying? Nigga like me, you know what I'm saying, putting the content out there, doing what the fuck motherfuckers supposed to be doing, but then motherfuckers be sleep. And then like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't put motherfuckers videos on TV and tweeted they shit, and motherfuckers won't even tweet it or even share the link just because they be studying. Like, you got motherfuckers out here trying to do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got motherfuckers out here who don't even want people to know that I put their video on TV because they trying to copy what the fuck I'm doing. They don't want nobody else to beat them to the punch. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got that type of shit. Hey, this shit ruthless.
You ain't know nothing about it. No, you ain't know nothing about it. These young niggas itching. They itching. Ready to catch your body.
This that shit.
Ready to catch your body. Ready to catch your body. Yo, don't you know gangsta moving silent? It's too late to be reminded. Niggas got you right for a 10. Don't nobody know nothing about it. Don't nothing move until I sign off. Yeah, niggas know the law. The law turned his head and the black man's was the last thing he saw. Yo, my boss.
Man, I fuck with this nigga, Joe. I fuck with this nigga for real.
Territory. It's gon' cost you. It's gon' cost you. 10 on the head. Put a 10. Have 'em licking like Fawcett. I one up on all you niggas. I know you move before you make it. I one up. I'm nothing to play with. No, these young niggas stay with. They stay with Dracos and ARs. They'll do you in the front yard. Damn, moving in silent. Moving in silent. You would think a nigga deaf. Thought this shit was all good, huh? Till this shit went left. Getting on you. Yeah, you ain't know nothing about it. You ain't know nothing about it. No. You ain't know nothing about it. These young niggas itching, they itching. Ready to catch your body, yeah. Ready to catch your body, ready to catch your body. Yo, don't you know gangsta moving silent? It's too late to be reminded. Niggas got you right for a 10. Don't nobody know nothing about it. Don't nothing move until I sign off. Yeah, niggas know the law. The law turned his head in the.
See, this nigga sound like Yo Gotti mixed with Gucci.
Move until I sign off. Niggas be ready to take it off. Yeah, they just say give me the word. That's a tempo. Black man's with the last he saw. Yeah, stick to the code. Nobody say nothing. They hop like that bitch and start busting. Ain't no more seeing your auntie cousin. Came back with results like it wasn't nothing. Yeah, close up the book. That's the end of your chop. I'm a real boss nigga, not just a rap. Just play gangster. You was an imposter. Now we toast up. Eat steak and lobster. Yeah. You cannot step on my foot. Not apologize. Yo. I got more eyes than both of my eyes. I know every step you make. I had to initiate. The street been plotting on you. Yeah, you ain't know nothing about it.
See,
you ain't know nothing about it. No.
see.
Ready to catch a body, yeah. Ready to catch a body, ready to catch a body. Yo, don't you know gangsta moving silent? It's too late to be reminded. Niggas got you right for a 10. Don't nobody know nothing about it. Don't nothing move until I sign off. Yeah, niggas know the law, the law.
You can tell that nigga. You can tell that nigga be. That nigga been on some shit. Like, I don't know nothing about this nigga, but like you can hear the bars. And you can kind of tell, like, that nigga be on some shit. That nigga ain't got nothing but a chair and him and some money in a goddamn video, man. That nigga nuts. What's that nigga name? Bank Boy. Bank Boy. That song. Man, come on, Joe. We live on TV in New York right now, nigga. Come on. Now you see this nigga right here? The nigga who made this video? See, this is a nigga. The nigga who made this, he a tourist nigga. His name Mario. You know what I'm saying? He hosts the show. Like, I don't know if y'all seen the show. You know what I'm saying? The Hood X Live show, you know what I'm saying? This his show, Freestyle Fanatic. This nigga won't even answer the call. This nigga a tourist for real. And they're like, I be trying to call him up, tell him like, hey man, we on TV. This nigga won't even pick up the phone, type shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Man, these motherfuckers that put the Animality live on TV, nigga. This y'all gotta understand too, man. Like this scene right here, this represents the subconscious. It's the subconscious. The dough represent your brain. It's like me running up in your motherfucking brain.
Check it out. Look, I was slacking on my balls, I ain't gonna even lie. Malik had me thinking, nigga, it's time to die. I looked at that nigga like that wasn't wise, because the type of bars I'm spitting don't get televised. They used to tell me I was reckless, rapping over beats. They wish I died when I was trapping in the streets, but hell no, I'm clapping, bringing all the heat. I send your body to the grave still incomplete, and now they tell me I should punch a clock. I can make that check in 1 hour standing on the block. I met Biggie Smalls at the Rico. Now I pull up in the all black limo smoking sour diesel. From Shot Rack to Chinatown, I be getting down. I'm the one that rock the crown in the final round. Goofy clowns come around, we don't make a sound. We just toss them to the sharks, watch a nigga drown. You can't see Malik, how you gon' fuck with Blau? My chambers have your ass grinning like you glad you found. I can smell bullshit better than bloodhounds. You hoes ain't loyal, nigga, you Chris Brown. I spit 100 bars for the fuck of it. Until you get enough of it, you critics, you can suck a dick. Before Snoop signed a Master P, any nigga ever battle me wasn't even seeing half of me. And I was back to the all grind mode. What time to go? This is elevated mind control. And at the same time, captivate the soul, mesmerized off my glow. Decapitate the throat, let me slow it down. The stupid niggas might get lost, so I'm rapping like a boss. I'm rapping like a boss, let me slow it down. The goofy niggas might get lost, so I'm rapping like a boss.
This shit crazy.
I'm rapping like a boss.
Got your bitch walking around thinking about my dick. I got your little brother on the street selling my bricks. This is the type of shit I love to see. Niggas get rich. I hate when broke niggas stand around and talk like a bitch. That's the type of shit that make a nigga fall off his spits and start banging off the stomach like son of a bitch. White girls say they love me cause I talk like a pimp. The gangbangers say they love me cause I'm turns up on like a trick.
Now you ain't
But
never in
never in
your
your
life
life
seen
seen
me
me
talk
talk
to
to
a
no
snitch.
snitch.
I
I
disappear
disappear
like
like
magicians.
magicians.
I'm
I'm
fucking with
fucking with
tricks.
tricks.
This is shot right childhood X crown G shit, and there's a lot of game around, but you gon' need this. I'm taking all the cheddar like cheese dip. I walk on water, niggas get seasick. Shout out to Bishop, you know that scene, bitch. I tell your mama you ain't gon' be shit. I get all up in your face like a deep zit. This ain't a bootleg, you ain't never seen this. Captain Kirk status, I can fuck a green bitch. He had a twin sister, they was on some tag team shit. I gave you the house,
Look,
gave
man.
you the blueprint.
Look, yo.
I gave you the gun, you didn't do.
You gotta understand, man. Like, nigga dressed up like the Black Panther. Like niggas was talking about Black Panther animality shit. Like, I was talking about this shit like fucking 4 years ago before the Black Panther. Like, that's why it's so fucked up. And then like on some Aquarius shit, this animality too. You see what I'm saying? And then like animality 1, same shit was like, if you don't know what animality is,
Niggas getting lost, so I'm rapping like a boss. I'm rapping like a boss. Had to slow it down.
if you don't know what animality is, animality comes from Mortal Kombat. You see what I'm saying? But it's kind of the same concept that you see in Black Panther. It's like turning into an animal. You know what I'm saying? When you fight your enemies, which really is a comedic concept from Egypt. And that like the real first one was Horus, who was the Falcon god.
Nobody ever supported me, I ain't giving up. I'm here to take my money, so niggas stick it up. You got a lot of excuses, but I don't give a fuck. You wanna drink my liquor, nigga, you can't even get a cup. I was gonna stop rapping, but I can't get enough. I don't know if it's the booth or selling out the trunk. This is history.
Look, like it's the third thing. Look, there's the animality, you know what I'm saying? I was doing this shit like fucking years ago. You see what I'm saying? Talking about Black Panther was my motherfucking animality. You see what I'm saying? Then that Black Panther movie come out, I be like, damn, like, niggas was doing this shit years ago.
Okay, y'all niggas talking basic. Hood X is in my blood, it's indoctrinated. I'm spitting homicidal verses, dog. Be my patient. Smoking weed in Rocky Vegas. We out in Vegas. You ever hear my verses whisper in your conversation?
Come on, man.
Smith scroll and see the matrix.
Y'all motherfuckers just saw me dressed up as a Black Panther live on TV in New York. You know what I'm saying? And they play that shit in Hollywood, Philly, New York, Chicago, Nashville, Seattle, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, give me my
This
glass.
K-Blao Mo. Now this is a responsive video.
We out here. Don't act like you don't see us.
Man, you gotta be real careful what you program yourself with nowadays, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, all these videos are independent. These are all independent artists. You know what I'm saying? But like, you understand, like when you understand what calcification of the pineal gland is. You know what I'm saying? This is some shit that don't really get talked about no more. And then like, it was a hot topic a couple years back, but like motherfuckers don't really talk about it as much no more. You know what I'm saying? But like when your pineal gland get calcified and you get locked into the reality that you think, and you think that that's all that it is out there, it's hard to take a motherfucker out that mind frame. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And then like, I know a lot of motherfuckers like this. And like when you watch enough BET, you watch enough Netflix, or you watch enough Facebook, you start to think that that's all it is out here. And you know what I'm saying? That like, man, y'all motherfuckers really do not understand like the power of like live streaming and TV and shit like this. And then like I trade stocks, right? You see what I'm saying? And the matter of fact, hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. Damn, I ain't gonna do that. I was gonna show y'all, but I don't want y'all to see how much money I got in my goddamn account. But you know what I'm saying? Like on TD Ameritrade, when you download the Thinkorswim app, you know what I'm saying? On the Thinkorswim app, you can watch TV. You know what I'm saying? They got CNBC, like CNBC is streamed live right there from the Thinkorswim app. You know what I'm saying? So like if you're an investor, you can sit there and watch CNBC right there from the Thinkorswim app. You know what I'm saying? And like the other website I fuck with, you know what I'm saying? It was a site called dough.com. You know what I'm saying? These are motherfuckers who made Thinkorswim. You know what I'm saying? They end up making their own shit called dough. You know what I'm saying? And basically when you log into that shit, it's like it's like Thinkorswim, goddamn it, 21st century Thinkorswim. And then like It's literally the same shit. You can watch, and you can watch their live stream. Like, they got their own live stream right there in the app. You see what I'm saying? And like, they stream every day live, talking about the market live. You know what I'm saying? This shit I be watching, you know what I'm saying, in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So these motherfuckers make millions and millions of dollars. You talking millions of dollars. Motherfuckers right in Chicago, right up the street. You know what I'm saying, from where I'm at. And they stream live every morning. Talking about the stock market. All independent stream. All independent app. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't never even heard of this shit. So it's like, that's when the average nigga be thinking, oh, well, them motherfuckers ain't making no money. It's like, motherfucker, do you have a Thinkorswim app? Do you trade stock? Like, do you know what the fuck? Oh, this shit is hilarious.
Hey, Joseph, come down real quick.
Okay, so that, I don't know if y'all saw that. You know what I'm saying? But that's a commercial. You know, I shot that commercial. You know what I'm saying? I directed it. The dude that turned up the TV, Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? The dude that was sitting there is Mako Scott. He's the one that hosts the reality show. You know what I'm saying? He a Leo. And the girl that was rapping on TV is Pisces. You know what I'm saying? And we basically shot that for Shot City Cypher. Shot City Cypher is ran by Jizzo, the dude that was sitting there. He an Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get there.
Hey, Joseph, come down real quick.
I'm living these lines. I swear I'm giving you perceptions are affected. Spit my soul.
That shit really happened. Like, we were sitting there at Jizzo. That was a Jizzo crib. You know what I'm saying? And the phone had rang. And he was like, turn it up. You know what I mean? He was like, man, can you turn it down real quick? And he had went to turn it down. He had accidentally turned it up. And he was like, oh shit. And he turned it back down. I was like, bam, that's it right there. So we shot that. We shot that into a commercial. Now the woman that get out this car, you know what I'm saying? Her name is well, I ain't gonna tell you her name, but she is Sagittarius. This girl is a Sagittarius. She thick as hell. Y'all can follow her on Instagram. Matter of fact, yeah, you don't do like this. You can follow her on Instagram. She's gorgeous. I love her. She's like a sister to me. Hold on. Right. That's our girl's Instagram right there. I'm gonna take this shit off in about 15 seconds. So if you want to follow our girl named Sam, if you want to follow her, that's our Instagram right there. You know what I'm saying? I think you can rewind this back. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna take this off the screen. But yeah, if you want to follow her, that's our Instagram.
Colors blue, gold, and money type greenish. No one else here can even be on my level, cause there is no even. I'm getting in bucks.
You know what else crazy?
Season, you pay FW me for no reason.
You see that chest she's sitting in, and like that crown, like I wasn't seeing nobody wear no like not no real crowns, you know what I'm saying, until like I started doing a hood ass crown, you know what I'm saying? And then like even that chest, like that chest she's sitting in, same shit. Like the other dude had that same chair in his video, and then like I've been seeing this chair pop up, and I've been seeing this crown pop up recently, like ever since I've been doing it. So it's another sign of the times that we living in, that people going into the king mind state, and you know what I'm saying, everybody is becoming their own version of their own royalty.
When you gon' crown me, y'all need to crown me. When y'all gon' crown me, look, y'all need to crown me.
I've been patient too long, gotta get it, I've been waiting too long. Nigga, don't hit my phone unless a check involved. Talk cash or I'm missing calls, feeling like I'm into ball. Plus I know my worth, fuck coming in second, be first. Made over a rack for a verse, that cheap shit don't work, I ain't cutting deals. The rock smell when I'm cooking on these damn grills, I ain't got no damn chill. Always kept it real, the real gon' recognize. Chinese eyes when you smoke what I supply. Everything major, acts major, no favors. Neighbors know my name just because of my behavior. See bucks, nigga, all about the paper. Henny straight, no chaser. She a freak, I'm a taper. Crown Corey, not later, I deserve it. I'm probably the closest thing to perfect. One need to crown me. When you're gon' crown me. Yo, need to crown me. When you're gon' crown me.
And do remember that we live on TV right now. This is not just YouTube. This is live in New York. You know what I'm saying? Let me remind you. You know what I'm saying? We live somewhere else too right now. I think like Boston, somewhere, Seattle. Like we live in another city right now. I'm just doing the New York stream. And I think after this go off, we live somewhere else in another city. So I ain't gonna do that stream. You know what I'm saying? But trust me, like this is not the only city we was live in tonight. We was live, I think, in like 4, 5 cities.
I can't believe that really mad. Say they heard I got a bag, cause I just want a lot of cash.
Yo, this song is off the chain.
They sit around being sad. It's time to activate the staff, cause I just want a lot of cash. 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 Hey, what a nigga doing bad? It's time to activate the staff, cause I just want a lot of cash. I just want a lot of cash. Bitch, you want a lot of cash? Nah, she just sit around the sand. I ain't staying here. Bitch, you finna nag. I ain't on my ass.
See, that's what, yo, this whole shit like a movie. This is a movie. This is literally like a 4-minute movie.
Fall flat, dip out on the fast, playing with my sack, really should've jacked, really getting paid, you know.
Niggas sitting around watching stupid shit on Netflix and Facebook and shit. It's like, this is, man, come on. Don't nobody know hood shit. Don't nobody do hood X. Don't nobody do this shit like how I do this shit, bro.
You know it's trouble on my end. You want trouble, shit really get violent. You want trouble, I pull up. When I pull, I won't even hit sirens. I just want a lot of cash. A nigga take it, get it back. See your bitch, she kinda bad. When she with you, she looking sad. Yeah, they hating on me bad. I can't believe they really mad. Say they heard I got a bag, cause I just want a lot of cash. Hey, all that nigga doing bad. They sit around being sad. It's time to activate the staff, cause I just want a lot of cash. I just want a lot of cash.
See, back in the day, niggas was making mixtapes on tapes. Now we doing them live on TV.
It's time to activate the staff, cause I just want a lot of cash. I just want a lot of cash. I just want a lot of money.
So when you see the nigga out on the street selling the CDs, I used to sell CDs on the street. I used to sell mixtapes on the street. So tomorrow when you see him, just remind him that we doing it live on TV now.
Hey, my niggas get a lot of cash. Drink it up at the after hour. Adam drunk, I'm on stage finna amp the crowd up. My niggas in the live with the strap, you frown up. You know me, I said it, I'm psycho. When this strap, I got bread, I can fight though. Slap the bitch, yeah, I'm psycho. Ico, right my wrongs, no regrets, no typo. I just want a lot of cash. That bitch got a lot of ass. She on the ground, let me hop in the DM. I'm just really trying to smash. Hey, trouble fab, you niggas better know it. Some niggas getting that cheddar no shit. And we ain't tolerating no nigga hoe shit. Gon' punch your chin in an aggressive motion.
Bro, I listen to my own shit. I
say they heard I got a...
Y'all don't know I've been already doing this for like fucking a year and a half now, going on 2 years. But I was making mixtapes for over fucking 15, 20 years. But I knew that mixtape shit was gonna be dead, and then like the CD game was getting fucked up, and I knew that streaming, I knew live streaming was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, in the future. So that's why I went in 20 different cities. That's why we stream live from 20 different cities on TV. And then like it's not just streaming, it's also TV. You see what I'm saying? And I knew that this was the direction that, you know what I'm saying, all of this shit was going. That's why I had to get ahead of the curve. But trust me, like y'all gonna see somebody doing this shit. You know that's how it always happened. That I'm always ahead of the curve, but like motherfuckers just be sleep. Like, you see what I'm saying? But like trust me, like you gonna see somebody doing this exactly. And then like you ain't never seen nobody doing like hosting a motherfucking mixtape, a video mixtape live on TV. You see what I'm saying? On YouTube while it's on TV at the same time. Like you ain't never seen no shit like this. Like, you see what I'm saying? But like I said, motherfuckers be sleep. But trust me, like you gonna see motherfuckers doing this shit. And then like it's one thing to do this shit right on Facebook, but like bro, we live on TV. You see it. You see what I'm saying? You see it. You can click the link in the shit and go watch this shit. Your goddamn self. Like, yo, this shit live as hell on TV and we on Facebook. I mean, and we on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? This song wild as hell. She talking about the devil, mind you. She talking about the devil.
Why you wanna fuck with me? Why me? Devil, 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 devil. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Devil, devil.
And I don't know her sign, but if I had to guess, I would guess she a Pisces.
You came into my life, you ruined everything. You took my confidence, you even stole my self-esteem. You gave me what I wanted, never gave me what I need. Nicotine in my lungs, baby, bottles full of lean. I was turning on my fam, I was hating on my team. You probably the reason I ain't make it to the lead. Now that I think about it, you was always there for me. The way you was on my back, I really thought you cared for me.
It's always some Pisces shit.
Therapy, the realest thing you ever did was help me get down on my knees. When shit was going bad, you was the one always around. But you ain't helped me up, you was trying to put me down. I thought you was my friend, but friends don't encourage you to sin. I knew I should've never let you in. Never let you in.
Who is Young Rollo? I ain't never heard of Young Rollo. Where Young Rollo from?
Why me? Why me? Devil, 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 devil. Why me? Why me? Why me? I recognize the plan. I'm peeping at your scheme. I seen it all before.
This shit sound like it came out in like 2005.
See you pop up in my dreams. I don't really fuck with you, so why you wanna fuck with me? Why me? Devil, devil.
I ain't hip to Young Rollo. I'm gonna peep it though. I just got put on the A Boogie with the hoodie.
Why me? Why me? Devil, 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 devil. Why me?
Hey, let me ask y'all too. Is the music too loud? In that, like on my computer, it's saying that it's loud, but like I don't know on y'all end if I'm too loud or if the music too loud. Can y'all let me know?
You're doing better, and the only time you wanna come around when you're trying to get the shit together. See you block your place when you keep company like that. He'll take your place, he ain't supposed to go. Hey, you lost and can't come back. That's why.
Is the music too loud?
As you know to give me strength, cause I know that these temptations I know. You want me to struggle. You want me to fail. You want me to steal. You want me to kill. You want me to jail. Why you keep playing the game? How that you get in my brain?
Y'all can understand too. I got like a 10-second delay, and then like by the time you hear what I'm saying, I said that shit like 10 seconds ago.
Why me? Devil, 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 devil. Why me? Why me? Why me?
But yeah, it's a dope song, but I see she definitely sound like a Pisces. This is a Pisces song, and they're like, if a Pisces get in your car, you know what I'm saying, go find this song. It's called Bucket. Why? You know what I'm saying? If you hang out with a Pisces, just cut this song on. They're gonna be like, who is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to these songs, yeah, that's a girl. That's a girl. If you listen to these songs, you know what I'm saying, try to figure out, like, you know what I'm saying, what the end. That's what I do a lot of times. Try to figure out what sign they are.
Sometimes this game, baby, keeps me alive. When I feel dead and shit.
This dude sounds just like Big Pun. He even look like the nigga too.
Catch me up the train, baby. I still got a shot for you, baby. Yeah.
You know a video hood as hell when this shit start off with a nigga smoking a square.
Hey, yo, I'm hopping out the passenger side, the passenger seat. Big smile, tapping my ride, you smelling my weed. Pockets don't feed me, my grind don't flee. I don't take days off, I grind all week. Yep, a big ass dollar sign is my emoji. You my partner, holla at me, breaking bread with the homie on the go.
It look like somebody tried to kill that nigga.
How you want it? Yeah, I'm only getting wavy.
Like somebody tried to take that nigga whole face off.
To get my trap back jumping, job fell off, now a nigga back hustling. I picked it up like it was nothing. Cell phone chirping on my contact customers. Getting high.
See, this that motivational shit, man. This that shit niggas need, man. This that real shit.
I'm leaving nothing on the table. Gotta go on from the shoulder. I'm responsible for the papers on me.
They have some niggas be rapping about they out on the block and shit, man. Them niggas don't be on the block, man. They be in the studio and them motherfuckers be, you know what I'm saying, doing legal shit. Like, you could tell a nigga out, like, the shit I'm playing, man, these niggas really be hustling, yo. You could tell.
My nigga up.
all that shit on TV, man, them motherfuckers be in contracts and riding around in fucking Ferraris and limos and renting cars. Them motherfuckers don't be hustling, man.
You know I got that highlight on me. My homie got that pistol.
And even the niggas that do, be halfway there, like you hear about the niggas getting locked up, you know what I'm saying? But like even the niggas that do, you know what I'm saying, be out still hustling, it still ain't this hood. Like you can tell this nigga like he probably hustling in the middle of the goddamn video shoot.
Money what I'm after, money what I'm after. Had to say it twice so people ain't gonna put it past me. Scared go to past me.
I'm trying to take all these niggas to BET, to motherfucking MTV, but even bigger than that. And they're like, that's really like motherfuckers don't know Netflix bigger than ABC. You know what I'm saying? Netflix bigger than CBS. You know what I'm saying? Netflix just really came out a couple like fucking 10, 15, 20 years ago, some shit. You know what I'm saying? ABC been around since the 50s. But how the fuck Netflix worth more than CBS? Because that's the changing of the time. You see what I'm saying? And then like when you like Netflix back in the day, Netflix used to put them up and order DVDs. They used to send DVDs to your crib. You see what I'm saying? They changed their whole business format. You see what I'm saying? They started doing live streaming. You see what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers who follow HoodX, they didn't see the website change. You see what I'm saying? 2-3 times. And then like what I specialize in, and then like it's literally the same shit. And then like you see what I'm saying? The growth, being in tune with the times and growing with the times and understanding the technology and being on the cusp of the technology. Because like the less and less you learn, the more you get locked into that reality. Like your pineal gland, your third eye get locked in, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you not, that's why it's so important that you learn something new every day. And then like it's just like learning a language. Like the older you get and you try to learn a language, the more difficult it is to learn it the older you get, because your brain be more locked in to the reality. Like you think all it is English. That's why it's hard for motherfuckers who speak English to learn another language versus like people around the world. Everybody in the whole fucking world is bilingual except for motherfuckers in America and like England. Like motherfuckers don't speak two languages. You know what I'm saying? Because like motherfuckers who speak English, we don't know. We dumb. We think we smart as hell, but we don't know. We dumb as fuck. You saying like you don't know that shit, and then like in the same aspect, I'm trying to tell you, like if you shut down trying to learn another language, man, you be fucked up. You like, man, I can't learn this shit. Like so your brain can't even. It's just like say like. But you know what I'm saying? You force yourself to learn it, just like how you force yourself to learn astrology. You know what I'm saying? You literally got to do that same type of shit in other areas. That's why I don't talk about, like, I'm passionate about astrology, but like a lot of times, like when I do the live stream, like, I see a lot of people be like, man, if he ain't talking about astrology, like motherfuckers won't even watch the feed. Oh, that's it? What the fuck? Hold on. Oh man, they played me this week. Man, my show an hour long. They only gave me a half an hour. I guess I must have turned in a half an hour episode. I fucked up. Damn. But yeah, this the MNN TV station. Hold on.
So I learned all this stuff 20 years ago, and now I'm learning it with new equipment.
Find out how you can get involved. Visit mnn.org/education.
So like, if you was in like J Can, I don't know if he's still watching. You saying shout out J Can here in Houston. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? He going to the TV station down there, and then we trying to work some shit out to get HoodX on TV in Houston. You know what I'm saying? Houston got fucking like, I think it's like fucking 30, 40 million, some shit like that, Comcast subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So like, okay, shout out JK, you know what I'm saying? He, the same shit they just said in MNN, they were saying how going down to the TV station, you can learn all that shit, how to do this broadcast shit like that. Like, people be paying thousands and thousands of dollars to go to school, you know what I'm saying, to learn the same shit that you see me fucking doing. I ain't go to school learn this shit, you know what I'm saying? And like, I went straight to the motherfucking TV station. Damn, this is the same shit that happened on the other one, man. Let me turn this shit off. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know what I'm saying? Even in your area, like, you know what I'm saying? You can get HoodX on TV if you want. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you fuck with the network, you know what I'm saying? Whoa, shit, that shit big as hell. I don't like that shit. I look blowed as fuck. Hold on, now. Let me keep me small. But, you know what I'm saying? If you live in a city, you know what I'm saying, and you want to get HoodX on TV in your area, you know what I'm saying? You can do, all you gotta do is go down to the TV station, you know what I'm saying? And tell them that you want to, you know what I'm saying, submit our shit, you know what I'm saying? And you can they give you access to our whole grid, you know what I'm saying? So like, if you know rappers, or not even rappers, if you know filmmakers in your area, people who trying to do a show, you know what I'm saying, you can film the whole goddamn TV show and submit it to the network and distribute the whole shit for them, you know what I'm saying? And you basically do your own set price and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a real big opportunity if you can pimp the shit. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be a pimp. You got to fucking work your magic. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to have the idea. Like, I can't turn on the ideas in your head. You know what I'm saying? But it's a huge opportunity for anybody who can finagle a bagel. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? The shit that they just said in that commercial is available basically damn near in every city. You know what I'm saying? If you just go down to your TV station. But a lot of the people, like, I work with people who do this. Like you know what I'm saying? I work with people right now. I ain't gonna say no names. You know what I'm saying? But like, I work with people right now who been trying to get in TV. Who you know what I'm saying? Who've been trying to do something similar to what, like, a lot of people who do film, a lot of people who do media. You know what I'm saying? People, ideals, you know, idealists. You know what I'm saying? They be trying to get into the industry. You know what I'm saying? They be trying. Everybody be trying to find a lane. So like, especially like a lane that ain't been tapped. You know what I'm saying? So when they see the shit I'm doing, they be like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially like my whole presentation, like when I lay the whole shit out and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers be like, damn, like, I would love to do that, you know what I'm saying? But then, like, for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying, people try to do this shit they own self, and they're like people see what I'm doing and then try to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not knowing, like, man, like, I'm giving you the fast forward button, and like, you go to Hood, anybody can sign up for HoodX, anybody can go in there and post their shit up there and just get on TV quick as hell. Like, why the fuck would you want to do all of this shit? Like, you do not want to do this shit. Like, you know, I gotta fucking upload broadcast to fucking 20 different cities every week. And mind you, I still do live streaming on YouTube. I still trade stocks. I still got kids. I still got dogs. I still do real estate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a motherfucker lay out all of that shit for you, and it's like, man, it's a total lane for you. You know what I'm saying? Just join the network, and you can finagle this shit however the fuck you want. It's like, you know what I'm saying? But I got people I work with that won't, like, you don't even understand. Like, I work with motherfuckers who do, like, they'll see everything I'm doing, and then, like, a week later, I'll see them on their motherfucking Facebook, on their Instagram, like, at the TV station, like, you know what I'm saying, doing exactly what the fuck I'm doing. Like, motherfucker don't call me. Like, I be then took them down to the TV station, showed them, like, okay, like, this is what we trying to do, you know what I'm saying, get involved with the network. And then, like, motherfuckers will literally be like, man, fuck him, and, like, then just go run and do the shit they got themselves. Like, not knowing that, like, motherfuckers, you do not just, like, I'm sitting there looking at them on their Facebook page, like, bro, like, really? Like, you didn't even call the motherfucker and let me know that you were going to go down there. And like, you know what I'm saying? I introduced you to this whole shit. And, like, motherfuckers just take the idea and run with it. Like, you see what I'm saying? I work with, like, dozens of motherfuckers who do this shit. And then, like, a month or two, well, I mean, like, you know, 6-7 months later, motherfuckers be back on some more other shit doing some stupid shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you be like, man, like, all you had to do was just stick with the fucking business plan I gave you and just, you know what I'm saying? Just do this shit. Like, motherfuckers, like I say, man, like, when you ask people to do some shit, you gotta ask yourself, okay, on the scale of 100%, there's gonna be at least a 5% room of error. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I say, man, look, do ABC. You know what I'm saying? D, E, F, G. You know what I'm saying? Before we get to D, F, G, just do ABC. You know what I'm saying? But what happened is you're gonna get like A, C, B. You know what I'm saying? Man, I said ABC. Like, well, we got 2 out of 3, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you like, God damn, like, you know what I'm saying? So I expect this shit a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, going into shit. You know what I'm saying? So because what that taught me more than anything was, like, stop being so reactive to people. And then, like, you really got to just get good at what you do and just keep fucking doing that. And, like, and expanding that. And then, like, the people who fucking want to get involved will start to show up. You see what I'm saying? You can't be reactive to, man, what the fuck that nigga said one time? He said, I can't even think of it. Man, how the fuck did he say that shit? Basically, like, if it ain't in you, it ain't in you. Basically, in a nutshell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you basically, like, when you start to see, like, people don't be shorting you, they be shorting themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? That, like, it's a fuck, how the fuck you even explain that shit? Like, you literally can see where somebody's whole business plan falls short. And then, like, if you do selfish shit, your business is gonna suffer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't do business with people that make you uncomfortable, per se, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what business typically is, uncomfortable. It's supposed to take you out your comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the other thing too. Like, a lot of people confuse stress and distress. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I be trying to give distress, but then a lot of times it end up as actual stress. And then, like, people don't know how to separate. Like distress is really bad for you. Like, there's such thing as good stress. Like before you about to go on stage, like, or before you about to give a speech or some shit like that. Like it's feel like the feeling you about to jump out of a plane. Like, you know, that's stress, but that's good stress. It's like, it's not pumping what they call it shit, cortisone, whatever the fuck it is, cortisol, whatever. That cortisol is like distress. It's like when your body starts to freeze up. You see what I'm saying? That's distress. You see what I'm saying? So like, you know, when you can't separate that, you see what I'm saying, like your business is gonna suffer. You see what I'm saying? So like if I come to you, I'm like, hey man, I see you good at what you do. Like you might be an artist. I'll be like, hey man, you good at what you do. I want to come at you. I might even pay you. So like, I'll pay you to make a whole fucking full-blown cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? They want to do it. But then just as soon as, like they say, the devil is in the details. Like just as soon as I say, okay, like this is the first scene. The first scene gonna go like this. I need somebody running like this, and then they're gonna turn the corner and do. They like when they mind start wrapping their brain around like the complexity of what the fuck I'm saying. Like you can see the stress start coming out in their face, and they're like. You see what I'm saying? It start turning into distress. You like, bro, this is supposed to be stress, not distress. Because, like, oh, man, I got a lot going on in my family. I can't just drop the ball and do whatever the fuck you want to do, what I want to do. Like, you start hearing that shit later on down the line. Like, you see what I'm saying? You be like, hold on, man. Like, we supposed to be having fun doing this shit. Like, why the fuck is you distressed? It's like, because, like, motherfuckers haven't gone through them chambers yet. And they're like, when you do enough business, it's like being a police officer type shit. It's like when you've been around the block enough times, like you can't explain experience. Like you so like I can explain it to you a million times, but until you actually go through that experience, you never gonna and you actually separate the emotion, you never gonna understand it the way I'm explaining it to you. And they're like same shit like when I first started selling shit on eBay and Amazon. You see what I'm saying? I first got my first return. You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers said stop the payment on PayPal. Like you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you ever sold shit or did a transaction through PayPal and then like a motherfucker want to return it. And then they freeze that money up. And you be like, what the fuck? Like, they can't do that. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? Then they got the product and they didn't cancel the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? And PayPal be holding your money. Like, they ain't even sending shit back and PayPal be holding the money. And you be, that's distress type shit. Like, I done been through that shit like fucking 7-8 times. Like, dealing with dumbass people who buy shit. And then they be complaining, even though it's exactly what the fuck you said. Like, I sell Dalmatians. I don't do it no more. I think I got one more later. Actually, dude, the fucking dog just fucked the shit out of my other dog. And it's Dalmatians, you know. I need to get her ass fixed. So I think I got like one more lid and I may be done. But like same shit, like I was selling fucking Dalmatians on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And right off PayPal. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker buy the dog. You know what I'm saying? And then they get the dog home like a month or two later and they find out the dog crazy as shit. Because Dalmatians are crazy as shit. They fucking eat. Like when Dalmatians are fucking puppies, they are fucking evil as fuck. Like they tear up your fucking couch. They piss all over. Like they don't give a shit. They straight niggas. Like Dalmatians are straight niggas. Like it's like a nigga living inside that dog. You see what I'm saying? So like, you get motherfucker want to return the dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to PayPal and just cancel the payment. They be like, okay, boom, $1,000 gone. Just like that. You see what I'm saying? And then you be like, what the fuck? They got the dog and they got their money. You see what I'm saying? You be like, well, what the fuck you going to do? You see what I'm saying? Now, until you done been through some shit like that, like 7-8 times, you see what I'm saying? Like, you not going to, like, the first time you go through it, you going to tweak. You see what I'm saying? And then, like, your business suffer and they like, you see what I'm saying? Like, if you can't deal with that level of, like, stress, like, if you can't, you got to know how to go through situations like that without tweaking. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, a motherfucker give you a video, you know what I'm saying? Like, you put it online and you deliver it and the motherfucker cancel and shit and the money get fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know, you got to expect this type of shit when you go into business. Like, and you know what I'm saying? And then, like, it's just business. You got to totally separate your emotions from this whole fucking thought. Especially, like, you going to trade in stocks and shit like that. Because, like, it ain't nobody to blame for that shit. Like, you make a trade, the trade go the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? You look at your screen, that screen be red as hell. It's fucking $690 red. You know what the fuck? I just lost $700. Like, goddamn it, in fucking 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nobody to blame. Ain't nobody even to talk to. Like, so you can't even go to nobody. Like, man, what the fuck? Like, that's just shit. You gotta take that whole shit to the chest. You be like, goddamn, like, I don't even know nobody I can even go to and explain to them, like, man, I just lost $700 because I fucked this trade up, and the way I was supposed to do the trade went the whole wrong way, and they're like motherfucker fall asleep in the middle of me. I ain't even got nobody even explain this shit to. It's like I just gotta literally just stand there and look stupid, like, fuck. You see what I'm saying? And they're like, if you don't know how to go in there and cut your losses quick as hell, and they're like you say, okay, look, I'm gonna place this trade. If it hit, what is your, you know what I'm saying, what is your absolute most that you willing to lose? Okay, 20%. You see what I'm saying? Now, if it hit 20% and you just lost $200, but you think in your mind, well, it might turn around, it might go back the other way, and then like you holding that thought, and then you go to 300, and you be like, damn, like I should have sold it 200. You see what I'm saying? Then it go to 400. You be like, fuck, I should have sold it 200. You be like, sell now. Be like, well, it's not, I lost 400. You really don't want to pull the trigger because now you down 400, and then that shit just keep going down, down, down. You be like, god damn, like until you go through that shit, like fucking 7, 8, 9, 10 times, you get comfortable losing that $100. And then like that first thought, at first you be like, man, I don't want to lose $100. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like you don't want to hit that switch and actually like take the loss. Like, fuck, I lost $100. You know what I'm saying? But like, it ain't until you lose like $700 until you get to that point again. You like, man, fuck that shit. Boom. Like, cause you didn't see what the fucking happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, you can't give that to, you can't explain that shit to nobody else. And that's why I can see where a lot of people businesses suffer, and like a lot of people's in their choices and the decisions that they make. And they're like, if you can't sit there and have an uncomfortable conversation with somebody, you know what I'm saying? I'll give you a perfect example today. Today I got an email, you know what I'm saying, from somebody who's trying to expand the network. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers was straight up front. They was like, man, I was supposed to go through the training today, but I totally fucked the whole shit up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, cool. I was like, all right, well, when's the next one? He was like, man, I think it's such and such. He was like, all right, cool, go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of motherfuckers I deal with won't even make that phone call. Like, they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll call them like, hey, man, what's going on with this shit? Like, motherfucker won't even pick up the phone. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, they thinking it's me. Like, I don't suffer from that. It's like, it's them. They like, that's some shit that they gonna carry for years and like in their business. Like, you see what I'm saying? And they're like, if you can't just plow through those uncomfortable situations, like my financial advisor, you see what I'm saying? I got a financial advisor. You see what I'm saying? That motherfucker had been calling me for like a week and a half straight, and like, I just did not have time to pick up the phone and go through that conversation with him. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew it was like a fucking 45-minute conversation. You see what I'm saying? I just did not have the time to do it. You see what I'm saying? So I just kept avoiding this fucking call, even though this motherfucker is playing in my goddamn money. Like, you see what I'm saying? And they're like, he trying to call me something going on with my money type shit. And I was like, fuck. Like, I already had kind of known what the fuck the conversation was about. And then, like, the market just went for a turn. And they're like, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably not getting the same percent that I was getting. And, like, I know he probably calling me to tell me that my percentage probably dropped a little bit. You see what I'm saying? I already know this, but, like, I ain't really tripping. But, like, that's like a 45-minute conversation. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I kept blowing it off. I just kind of kept, but like at the same time, like in my mind, like I know I'm not gonna let that shit go past like 6, at the most 7 days. You know what I'm saying? So I called him today and I was like, man, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, he broke the whole shit down to me, and the conversation actually only lasted 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I really learned, is that a lot of times when you be putting shit off, you know what I'm saying, it really be a lot. It don't be nowhere near worse as much as it is. And then, like, if you got a bill you've been blowing off, you got like everybody got some type of bill that they just been avoiding. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know it, like, even thinking about it, the stress kick in. Like, you know what I'm saying? You motherfucker freeze up. Like, man, I don't even want to think about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But, like, a lot of times when you just pull the trigger and just call and be like, look, man, like, okay, shit fucked up. I'm going to get to it whenever. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just deal with it and get, like, a lot of times motherfuckers just want to get it out the way anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of times you, like, just face it and just deal with it and get the fuck out the way. It's like, it's literally like, you really be fighting yourself. It's like Smith. Like, it's really like, it's like literally jumping into Smith. Like, I don't know if you remember the scene with Neo in the Matrix. Like, Neo ran, like the agents can jump into people, but like, we really don't see, like, Neo can jump into goddamn agents too. Like, it was a scene where Neo ran across the scene and jumped dead into Smith. You know what I'm saying? And killed him from the inside out. And like, that's how you gotta you gotta remember that scene. Like, a lot of times when it comes to situations like we don't want to deal with shit, you gotta kind of remember that scene where like Neo ran and jumped into Smith. Like, that's literally you jumping into yourself and like your lower self. And that, like, you gotta kill that shit. It's the same shit like working out. Like, you get up in the morning, you don't want to work out. You see what I'm saying? You like, fuck, I gotta work out. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's like literally, you can't defeat that shit. It ain't no talking yourself into going to work out when you don't want to work out. It's like, you gotta know, you jump in the Smith. It's like a whole nother nigga gotta jump in you and move. Like, you see what I'm saying? You gotta get that type of mind. Like, this right here, this is my calendar. And mind you, this is just one of my calendars. I got a whole nother calendar behind this motherfucker. I ain't gonna move it out the way. I got a whole nother calendar here, and I got a whole nother calendar in my room, posted right next to my bed, and then I got another calendar right when I walk out. And mind you, like, these are completely different calendars. And like, this is my Hood X calendar. You see, it's all yellow sticky note. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is all shit I gotta do. Like, every week I got a routine. And then like on Mondays, I upload to all of the servers. On Tuesdays, I edit content. On Wednesdays, I send out ads and invitations, and I update all my sites. On Thursdays, today, I do my veteran shit. You know what I'm saying? On Fridays, I do my email marketing and stocks. You know what I'm saying? And on Saturday, I do all my contact. I update all my contacts and my email, and I delete all them old ass emails. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, like, that's just the theme of each day. And they're like, every day still break down into other shit. And they're like, this is like, send to Google Drive, upload to the FTP, burn and mail. I got to mail DVDs. This all on Monday. You know what I'm saying? Comcast, what is this? Tuesdays edit. So like Tuesdays, I'm going to the Comcast studios. You know what I'm saying? Wednesdays, I'm updating my, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's different specific things that fall, but like the major theme, it's like the major arcana, like I was telling you about the major arcana and the minor arcana, like basically like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, they all have this like the major arcana. It's like a major theme of that day. And then it's like small little details that break down each and every day. That's how I kind of steer all of that wild ass untamed energy. So like, You got to think of a bowl of alphabet soup. And I say, okay, look, we're going to take every letter out this alphabet soup and place it in order. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? Now, your right brain going to kind of tweak. Like, motherfucker, I can look in the bowl and see all the letters. What the fuck I need to learn all that shit of A, B, C, just to see if can you do it. I don't think you can do it. The fuck you mean you don't think I can do it? Motherfucker, I can do it. I don't need to do it. Just because you said, like, that's literally what your motherfucking, like, your right brain goes through shit. It's like the cancer verse. And they're like, it's human nature. And they're like, same shit, but man, I got to get up and work out. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit. You're like, nah, why the fuck do I hear two voices in my motherfucking head? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's the left brain and the right brain, like, arguing with each other. You know what I'm saying? But that left brain got to jump dead in that right brain. It ain't no reasoning with the right brain. It's literally like water people. Like, you got to jump in that motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, when I, you know what I'm saying, lay all this shit out, trust me, my right brain the whole time is sitting there telling me, man, don't do that shit, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? But like when I'm done and I sit back and look, man, hold on, like, let me see if I can do it without taking this whole shit in. Right, okay, hold on, I think I got it. Right, see, like this is a whole other calendar. You know what I'm saying? I got this calendar. You know what I'm saying? This is for, and mind you, I just circle some of these because like these are appointments. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if I got an appointment somewhere, I circle on that date, and I tell myself, I train myself like every day because I look at this. I'm like, okay, on the 5th, I know exactly. Even though it ain't written down, I know exactly what appointment it is. Same shit, the 9th, the 10th. I don't write down. Like if I need to write it down, I write it down, but I try not to write it down. Like, you know what I'm saying? On the 15th, I always clean out my emails. The 1st and 15th, I always clean out my emails. That's what this is. You know what I'm saying? It say Philly right here because I always fuck up the Philly stream. I always fucking forget to watch the Philly stream just because of the way it's programmed. Because it's programmed for Tuesday morning, but it actually come on Monday night into Tuesday morning. So a lot of times I be thinking it's Tuesday was really not. That's why I wrote Philly here to remember that like it actually come on Monday night. You know what I'm saying? I got, you know, so like this is a whole different calendar. You know what I'm saying? And then I got a whole other calendar in the front with all green stickers on it that do my bills. And they're like, so every day I know what bill the shit fall on. You know what I'm saying? I take a green sticky note. This it's literally the same calendar as this, but it's got green sticky notes all over it on exactly what day I got to pay what bill. And then at the top of that calendar, you see what I'm saying? It's got exactly how much all my bills come to, which actually right now is fucking 1641. That's my number for this month. You see what I'm saying? So all my bills came to like $1,600 and it's like 1641. You see what I'm saying? So I know my budget at the top. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a budget. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, a lot of times I do break the budget. I fuck it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm writing all this down, trust me, I fuck this shit up every month. You see what I'm saying? But it's still just positioning my right brain to get off that alphabet soup shit and at least try to give it some type of order. You see what I'm saying? To at least think about it. You see what I'm saying? Because you need context for your thoughts. You need like some type of, like even me just telling you this shit and they're like, you probably already know this shit. You see what I'm saying? But like that don't mean that you're gonna do it. You see what I'm saying? You need that context. You need context to surround your thoughts. You see what I'm saying? So like me sitting and telling you this shit, it's like on one half you'll be like awed by, you be like, man, damn. But at the same time, it's like I'm really not saying nothing that's profound. It's just your right brain be tweaking. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, bro, what am I really breaking down? I'm saying just go get 2-3 calendars and separate the thoughts into different calendars. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like on one half it seemed like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? But it only really seemed that way because that's how much your right brain has been tweaking. And they're like, you're not respecting the left brain. Like, you see what I'm saying? You gotta practically, and that this is the comedics. See, this is the difference between tarot and comedics. And they're like, you see, I break a lot of tarot shit down on here because comedics is not popular. But trust me, comedics is like literally like fucking 100 times more powerful than tarot. And they're like, what I just broke down to you is like it's more comedic than tarot. And they're like, even though I told you the major arcana is in the weeks and shit like that, how I break down the minor arcana, like trust me, like comedics is like it's the practicality of shit. Like when you fuck with comedics, you can kind of see if you just tweaking or not. And they're like, are you actually doing this shit? Does it actually flow through you? Like if I tell you earth, wind, water, and fire, you know what I'm saying? Fire means this, water means this. You know what I'm saying? Do you actually practice this shit? Like, oh fuck. Damn, that shit, I don't know if y'all heard that shit. That shit just popped loud as hell. Like the actual practice of it. Like it was the same shit like when I be pulling the weeds out of my motherfucker. Like right now the spring coming. You know what I'm saying? So like right now, if you own a crib, you supposed to be dropping down. Like today, I went to Big Lots today and I seen out front they already had the soil. Like you know what I'm saying, the potting soil. Now the average nigga walk past that shit, they won't even think about it. Like damn, like the seasonal shit. They already putting out the dirt. They already putting out the weed killer. They already putting out, like right now is the time we going into Pisces season. You're supposed to start thinking about this shit. Like, you're supposed to start planting seeds. Like, really, like right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? When the ground is wet as fuck, the snow is melting. Right now is the time to be planting those shit that's gonna kill the weeds and plant the seeds like in a week or two from now. You see what I'm saying? Right now. You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be sleep. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers don't be thinking about this shit. Like, average nigga living in an apartment, they don't even cut their own goddamn grass. Like, you see what I'm saying? So, like, you don't even think about this shit. And, but when you cut your own grass and you have to dig weeds and shit like that, and you be more in tune with the times. You see what I'm saying? So, like, you literally plant your seeds. Like, you see what I'm saying? And, that's literally what you're seeing right now. It's like, okay, you don't just be planting seeds in the dirt. You be planting seeds. You know, it comes from the subconscious. Like, you see what I'm saying? That, like, it comes from the subconscious and it becomes physical. You see what I'm saying? When you got a big ass crib, you got to clean versus like you saying when you live in an apartment. It's like I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, sound fucking fucked up. It's like I always wanted a house until I got that motherfucker. You realize you got to clean this motherfucker. It's big as hell. So like you're saying while you cleaning, and I'm walking around thinking about the earth wind water. I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying, spirituality, and it flows through me as I'm cleaning the crib. You know what I'm saying? Well, like when I'm doing my calendar, I'm literally time traveling. And then like my imagination is, I'm not just doing a calendar. Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm literally time traveling. Especially like when it transfers over in the stocks and options. And then like when I go place my stock trades, you see what I'm saying? Like when you sell options, the big thing about options is time. You see, it's a concept called theta. You see what I'm saying? When you're doing stocks, it's called time. It's basically time decay. It's like if I gave you an ice cube, and I came back 15 minutes later, all you're going to hand me back is water. You see what I'm saying? And then I gave you an asset, but due to time decay, it's turning into water. So, like, how long it's going to take to turn into water is basically what's called theta. It's like time decay. It's like a decaying asset. That's what options are. So, time decay, man, I'm sitting here giving y'all a motherfucking options course. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of an astrology video while we talking about being live on TV, but some hip-hop video. This shit. It's talking about alphabet soup, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I'm saying? It all makes sense in my motherfucking head. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you you know what I'm saying? When you doing options, you know what I'm saying? And you think about time decay. Basically, how do I explain this shit without going too far off, without taking y'all too far left? But basically, like it's the concept like this. Like, okay, like say somebody was gonna buy a house. You know what I'm saying? Like say somebody was gonna sell a house. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't know that up the street they got a park that the city is negotiating over. And they're like, they're going to either build a playground here or they're going to put up a jail here. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they build a playground, it's going to raise the value of the house. But if they build a jail, it's going to lower the value of the house. You know what I'm saying? Now, the city is fighting over this. Now, the chick trying to sell a house. Now you come along like, hey, I want to buy your house. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't got the money right now. You know what I'm saying? They like, okay, you know, but I want to give you $5,000 to take the house off the market. You know what I'm saying? For the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. That's theta, time decay. So how long do you want to take the house off the market? You know what I'm saying? And give me enough time to come up with the money to buy the house. She like, okay, cool. And even if I don't buy the house, you can still keep the $5,000. She like, okay, cool. So boom, you give her $5,000, she take the house off the market. You see what I'm saying? So 30 days go by. You see what I'm saying? Now, like 3 possible scenarios could happen here. One, they make the park. You see what I'm saying? The value of the house go up. So it's $500,000 house. It go up now to $600,000. You see what I'm saying? So dude basically come along and get the house for $500,000. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's worth $600, you know what I'm saying? He come get the house for $500. You know what I'm saying? Even though now it's worth $6 because she took it off the market. She had to keep it at that same price. So he basically just got a fucking $500,000 house for $600,000. He turned around and sell it. You know what I'm saying? For somebody else, boom, he just made $100,000. You see what I'm saying? Just like that. Now he don't actually want the house. He just want the difference that $100,000 because he knew what she didn't know. He knew that it was a chance that the fucking value of the house was gonna go up. It's the same shit in stock. So, or the other scenario is that say that they build a jail. You know what I'm saying? And the value of the house go down. So now the house is only worth $400,000. You know what I'm saying? So now he like, nah, fuck that. I don't want to buy that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can keep the $5,000. He walk away basically only just losing $5,000. You know what I'm saying? Or the third scenario happen is that like don't neither one of that shit happen. They don't build the park or the fucking jail. You know what I'm saying? And he just stays there. You know what I'm saying? And he can option to either buy the house or walk away at that point. You know what I'm saying? So in that scenario like that, it's totally up to him. You know what I'm saying? So, but basically you see how it only costs $5,000 to tie up $500,000 worth of motherfucking real estate. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude basically only took $5,000 and tied up, gave him $500,000 worth of real estate. Just, you know what I'm saying? But that's literally what our options work. It's like you basically saying, look, okay, I think that this stock gonna go down. So like, I want to reserve where it's at right now. It's at 210 right now. Okay, well, I want to sell it when it hit 250, basically. And you're gonna get the difference in between. That's how options work. You know what I'm saying? But it forces you to look at the clock. It forces you to look at how far out you going. And then like you look at the chart, you say, okay, like right now we in March. Today, the 1st of March. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good you really listening to this. And that like not only is we in Pisces season, so your imagination is real vivid, but concretely it's still the 1st of the month, which is like this the magician in tarot. So it's like you basically it's just like, you know, in the first of the, you know, in January people start saying, oh, you know, New Year's resolutions and shit like that, and they want to get on it, and then by March they be done forgot all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So by it being the 1st, it's like it's Pisces and it's a revolution. It's a chance for you to go back and renew your fucking New Year's resolution shit. That's why it's real good if you listen to this. Like, you see what I'm saying? So it's the same shit when I sit down in front of an options chart. You see what I'm saying? It's like you can pick exactly how far you want to go out. You see what I'm saying? So like typically the further you go out, the better success you have of winning. You see what I'm saying? So like right now I just did all my April trades. So like right now it's the 1st of the month. So now I'm gonna be doing like on the 6th of this month, I'm gonna be doing my trades that go all the way out till May. You see what I'm saying? So like right now I'm already planning ahead till May. And like you see this shit a lot of times in the industry, and they're like, trust me, like that Avengers movie that's coming out in April, that shit been done for like a year. Like, you see what I'm saying? They're like this shit probably been done for like 2 years. You see what I'm saying? They're like, they plan shit ahead for years. And they're like, they probably already done with Black Panther part 2, probably or they probably already done with the script and they already moving in that direction. Like, you see what I'm saying? That like Doctor Strange 2, you see what I'm saying? Like, they probably like wrapping that shit up right now type shit. You see what I'm saying? You probably won't even hear about that shit for like another year. You see what I'm saying? They're like, these is like time traveler shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, the better you get at planning shit, you see what I'm saying, working a calendar, planning shit out a year from now. Like, you know, that's why options is so imperative to learn how to trade options, because like it literally is like, I don't want to say this, but like I know y'all motherfuckers relate to keywords a certain way, but like it's literally like a different type of form of witchcraft. But it ain't witchcraft, but it's like it's a craft, and that like it forces you to plan budgeting, finance, and not just budgeting, finance, but like it's like, man, I don't even know how to explain that shit, man. But like, this is why I'm able to do so many things and balance that shit out. And then like, you start to look at yourself like stocks, and then like, man, did my stock go up today? Like, if you ask yourself today, did you do everything that you were supposed to do today? Yes or no? You see what I'm saying? If it's yes, then your stock went up. If it's no, then your stock went down. You see what I'm saying? You got to be honest with yourself every day. Like, did the stock go up today or did it go down? Did you even make the plan? Did you even write down? Like, do you even have a calendar? Are you even writing this shit down? Like, you see what I'm saying? So if no, then your stock is probably way the fuck down, but you probably justifying in yourself that it's up. You see what I'm saying? But if you're not doing a calendar, I don't even know how the fuck I even say Canada. What the fuck? I just say Canada. If you're not doing a Canada, I'm tweaking. If you're not doing a calendar, see, now I'm tweaking. Now I'm thinking about this shit. You see what I'm saying? But if you're not doing a calendar, then, and you think your stock is up, you see what I'm saying? You like the motherfuckers, like when the stock go down, like waiting for like a company fuck up and they send the CEO out there, they be like, man, why your stock just dropped goddamn at 20% and you just lost like $1.3 billion? Like, well, you know, everything's cool. We're trying to try some new technology. We're going to switch the shit around. And this is the motherfucking bullshit. Motherfucker, you just lost $1.3 billion. And like a motherfucking white dude get right up there on you. Like, you watch CNBC, you see this shit. Like, I don't know if you ever watched that movie, was it Yes? No, it was Fun with Dick and Jane, I think it was. When they made Jim Carrey get on TV and take that loss for that company. Like, it be looking like that. Like they be on TV, like, lying dead to the camera. Like what's that dude name, man? The dude from Wells Fargo. I can't even think. He was a Virgo dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Wells Fargo, you can go find this shit. Like, the CEO of Wells Fargo, like, he knew he was about to get fired. Like he got busted. They was doing all type of bogus shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, when he knew he was about to get fired, but he was still on TV talking about, oh, man, it's good. I'm not retiring. I'm not going nowhere. We're going to fix this. Like, it was like, motherfucker, the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you doing if you're not admitting it. Like, man, get good at writing a calendar. Because if you're not, I'm still tweaking off that word calendar. If you're not writing that shit down, you know what I'm saying, you're never going to be as good as you could be. You know what I'm saying? Tehuti is Thoth in Greek. You know what I'm saying? But the real Hermetic, man, hold on, I guess I could just do this shit. Like, I'm about to do all this extra shit. display. That's right. Let me take this shit down. No, not that. This. Let me take this down. Okay, we good. Okay, I hope y'all can still see this shit. You know what I'm saying? But hey, Hootie, this dude right here, it's Thoth. You feel what I'm saying? Or Hermes in Greek, or Hermes Trismegistus. I don't know how to say that shit. You know what I'm saying? This dude, you see he writing the shit down? Every one of these motherfuckers, you will always see this nigga writing this shit down. This is, well, except for that. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying? You gonna see this nigga writing some shit down. And they're like, that's what the fuck he do. This is Thoth. Hey, Hootie. It's a separation between real shit and fake shit. That's why you kind of see he's shaped like the number 2. This is where the number 2 came from. You see what I'm saying? Tehuti is number 2 in comedics. It's like, it's the separation, man, between real shit and fake shit. It's the separation between consciousness and unconscious. It's like when in Animality, you look at the beginning of my video, you see me run through the door, and you just sitting there looking at the door. And when I run through the door, you hear all type of gunshots, and motherfuckers getting shot, and all type of crazy shit going on. Well, trust me, that's a film, and they're like, you see what I'm saying? It's not like, trust me, like I ran in the door, it wasn't nobody on the other side of the door. It's all sound effects, it's all Hollywood shit. You see what I'm saying? But like, it's literally, you see what I'm saying? The same thing what you're looking at. It's like, okay, like they said this shit in Swordfish with John Travolta. He said, what the eyes see and the ears hear, the mind believes. You see what I'm saying? So Tehuti is the opposite of that. It's like, no, we're going to separate the thought. And they're like, you see what I'm saying? And they're like, no, let's separate the fake shit from the real shit. You see what I'm saying? They're like, me sitting even telling you right now. And they're like, yeah, we made a video. I ran in there. I was supposed to be shooting some people and coming out. You see what I'm saying? But it was all a special effect. Like, now, I'm never supposed to say no shit like that. And they're like, they say a good magician never reveals his tricks. Like, you see what I'm saying? Well, like, I'm not supposed to come out. I'm supposed to make you think that the shit is real. You see what I'm saying? But like, Tehuti basically is the total opposite of that. It's like, no, like, motherfucker, tell the truth. Like, no, that's some Hollywood shit. And they like, you see what I'm saying? But it's really a symbol of Tehuti. And they're like, it's literally what you're seeing. It's like, okay, a motherfucker running in your subconscious, making all type of crazy noises and making you thinking it's real, and then the nigga run back out type shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? That's literally what that video was. Like, so that's why I kicked off like that. You see what I'm saying? So like, the separation falls in between the pen, and then like that's what the symbol of the pen is. And he's literally taking his brain and putting it in a medium. Like, you see what I'm saying? So that's the separation. And then like, you know, when you read the words, they came out of the brain of somebody, but the words is not, that's still not what the fuck it is. Like, you see what I'm saying? So, when you write that shit on a calendar, you know what I'm saying? It take a while, you get good at it, you start to see the drama right there playing out in the goddamn calendar. And they're like, if I look at this motherfucker long enough at this grid, I can see myself in this motherfucker running around doing it. I look over here, I see the same shit here, and I can see the pattern, I can see exactly what the fuck I'm gonna be doing. Forgetting my phone, forgetting my wallet, dropping my keys. You know what I'm saying? All that shit in between. They're like, all is like, you pay more attention to detail. That's hieroglyphic shit. Like, you can see the hieroglyphics in what I'm saying. You got a third eye. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there talking to you. I'm holding this calendar up. I'm sitting there talking to you. I'm saying I can see myself in here with the fifth dimensional shit. I can see myself in here. Like, you can see the hieroglyphics. You can see the ancient mind, and you can visualize what I'm saying in your mind. And they're like, it's an ancient mind shit, bro. This is like some of the first thoughts ever made. You see what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, you fuck around, hang on my channel long enough, I start hitting them sparks, and that little spark plug start kicking off in your motherfucking hand and shit, and then like you like, damn, like you forgot that you even forgot this shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? And then like it's deep in the back of your subconscious mind. So like mine was the first of the month. It's the perfect time for you to go get a calendar and write that shit. And mind you, like all this shit translated, like I don't even tell you, I got Google Calendar, which is more other shit, which I'm fucking mastered Google Calendar. You see what I'm saying? Some beautiful shit. Now you can share calendars with people. I can send you my whole calendar. You see what I'm saying? Straight, and you can send me your calendar. We can join calendars, and they got this type of shit now. Motherfuckers don't even utilize the goddamn technology. Like, you see what I'm saying? That this is literally time traveling. Like, you see what I'm saying? They're like, if I say, hey man, hit me up tomorrow, you see, or hit me on Thursday, you see what I'm saying? We gonna link up and we gonna do the woo woo woo. Now, me and my mind, I know how to go right in. Like, as soon as you tell me that, I'm going to go right into my Google Calendar. I'm going to write that shit in. You see what I'm saying? And I can kick you over the email. It's going to send you the invitation right there on the spot. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, you said Thursday, whatever, Wednesday, whatever the fuck, whatever time. We're going to plug this shit in right there. And then Google going to remind me. And you can send 6 notifications right there on Google. Like, look, remind me 10 minutes. You can tell whenever you want to get reminded. Look, tell me 10 minutes beforehand. Tell me 30 minutes beforehand. Tell me an hour beforehand. Tell me a day beforehand. Tell me 2 days beforehand. It's gonna let you know every time you set that notification. You see what I'm saying? Now what happened is that like I'll go do that shit, but I send the invitation to motherfucker won't even check their email. You see what I'm saying? So like me, I can kind of look like, okay, well, I've already lowered my 100% expectations down to like 80% right there when I know they're like, okay, this motherfucker don't check his email. Like, you see what I'm saying? And they're like, if I need to send the information a certain way, it's got to go through a distracted medium. Like Facebook. Facebook is a distracted medium. Like even YouTube is a distracted medium. So what's a distracted medium? A distracted medium is anything you get on when you see like recommendation shit off to the side of the screen. You see what I'm saying? It's distracted medium. The same reason why, like, if you say, man, I got to text so-and-so, and as soon as you go send a text, you see a red dot in your motherfucking phone, you know what I'm saying, from a chick that you've been trying to fuck, you know what I'm saying, and then you be like, oh shit, you know, and then you click on that, and then you be totally forgot that you were supposed to send that text, and you spend 5-10 minutes talking to this motherfucker, they done completely distracted you from what the fuck you were supposed to be doing when you went in the phone from the first place. And then you put the phone back in your pocket, and you totally, just that quick, you don't even know, this is what we call a thought adjusters, you know, the thought hijackers, you know, they done totally hijacked or adjusted your thought, you know what I'm saying, and they're like, the internet is built this way. And the same shit, like you might jump on the internet, and just as soon as you jump on the internet, you got to go send an email, or you got to go do some, check something real quick. And just as soon as you jump on there, you got your Facebook page up, and you see some shit of a chick. You know what I'm saying? Some shit to turn you on. You know what I'm saying? Next you know, you sitting there playing with your dick or jerking off. You watching porn. You know what I'm saying? When you were supposed to be checking your motherfucking email. You know what I'm saying? And then like, you know what I'm saying? I know motherfuckers like this all the time. I sit down from my motherfucking computer, and I go type, you know what I'm saying, like I hit F for Facebook, you know what I'm saying, and it say fuck, so like somebody, you know what I'm saying, orgy fuck, or you know what I'm saying, some shit, some type of porn shit pop up, you know what I'm saying, you be like, man, like, I already know that, like, that's gonna absorb about goddamn at least fucking 50% of what the fuck, or the energy I'm trying to put in you, like that porn shit, that shit gonna absorb like at least 50% of that shit, like, you see what I'm saying, and then like, not just, but it's not even just porn. It's just like, it's the way that your mind, the way that the key gonna fit in the lock, like the key don't fit in the lock right. You know what I'm saying? It's a groove. It's like a certain groove. It's the same shit when you selling stocks. It's like a groove that your brain gotta fit right into. And if it's not, nigga, you short. It's like, if it ain't in you, it ain't in you. You know what I'm saying? Now you can train your mind. That's why comedics is so powerful, because like it literally formulates your mind around these symbols that you think is numbers, but it's really symbols. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it take a while to get your mind trained to that point. And then like 2 is a frequency, 3 is a frequency, 4 is a frequency. And like you start to see like which frequency is missing. Like you be like, hold on, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Or like we over you just know when something missing. Like when you walk in the room and something is just missing. Or like when you eat some food and you be like, man, something just missing. You feel that shit in yourself when you know comedics. Like you can just kind of know where you slipping at. You be like, hold on, man, my motherfucking so back off. Like, you know what I'm saying? You be like, I'm not peeping shit right. You know what I'm saying? So like when I can see when I'm sitting here, like I need a calendar. Like I'm gonna come to that thought myself. You see what I'm saying? A lot more quicker than another motherfucker, just because I study comedics. Like I'm gonna be like, fuck, man, I'm fucking up in this particular area. You see what I'm saying? And then like I'm gonna see myself continuously fucking up, and then like eventually my brain is constantly fixing itself, and then like I can look exactly like, okay, man, you slacking right here. I'm like, okay, right, what I gotta do? You need to do this, and I'm like, okay, cool, and I'm gonna do it. It might take me a week, it might take me a month, it might take me a year, but eventually it's gonna correct itself. Like, you see what I'm saying? And it's gonna correct this shit officially. You know what I'm saying? Due to this motherfucker right here, Tehudi. You know what I'm saying? And when you correct it, you gotta write this shit down. That's why you gotta get, like, that's in the age we living in right now, motherfuckers like, man, I remember I got it up, and you gotta ask yourself, man, why am I doing that? Why am I resisting writing shit down? You can go back to the right brain. You actually, it's not the fact that it's not about the fact that you can do it without writing it down. It's about the fact of why don't you want to write it down? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's the bigger problem. And that, like, you see what I'm saying? You really carving a hole in your fucking business. And not just your business, but your life. And that, like, legislation, you know what I'm saying? Not just legislation, but, like, real shit happens in emails. Real shit happens when you write shit down. It ain't even got to make sense when you write it down. Like, have you ever seen Eminem's writing? Like, let me see if I can find this. Like, when Eminem write raps, let me see if I can find one. Eminem, rap book, I guess. Let me see, rap. Let me see if I can find it. Like that nigga, like, right, like this shit. This how Eminem right. You see that shit? Like he write, it's all on the side of the, like that don't make no fucking sense. Like you see what I'm saying? But when he go write that shit, because he write it as an idea come to him. But to him, that shit makes sense. And they're like, that's a map. Believe it or not, that's a fucking map. That's like this shit. And they're like, it's literally the same shit. And they're like, bro, this shit don't make sense. Every time I sit down and try to do this shit, it be fucked up. I be all fucked up. I be like, okay, what the fuck? Like I'm sitting there literally trying to like bend my brain around numbers and times, and it's fucking crazy. Like, you see what I'm saying? And they're like, I can't. That's why you resist it. That's literally why you resist right there. It's like, because your brain don't want to bend itself around like some other shit. And it like, if you don't know the numbers, your brain gonna resist. Like, if you don't know what 1 mean, 2 mean, 3 mean, 4 mean, 5 mean, like, if you don't know the energies and the frequency numbers, you're right, your brain gonna resist it. You know what I'm saying? Man, my neck, I popped that motherfucker one way, and then, like, you know, you got a little bit left of a pop that just won't fucking come out. And like, I could feel that shit. That shit just will not fucking come out. It's just fucking... Hold on, man. Let me hold on. Right, let me do this shit. Turn this shit off. So, yeah. I hope y'all get what the fuck I'm talking about, man. I'm sitting there, breaking down a lot of grids, basically. Like we doing a lot of time traveling tonight. You know what I'm saying? Floating through a lot of grids, and I'm hoping y'all can keep up because, like. You know what I'm saying? I'm really just trying to really, it's like Bruce Lee. Like on one half, I'm trying to give you a certain set of consciousness, or should I say subconsciousness, but at the same time, telling you not to let your brain calcify. And that, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, on one half, it's like deprogramming, basically. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to deprogram before you reprogram. You know, like, I'm trying to literally deprogram you and then, like, reprogram you at the same time. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to go, like, if you think back in the early 80s and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, back when white people, you know what I'm saying, it was first start fucking with TV. Like, when TV first, like, started to get, like, when cable, basically, not on TV, you know what I'm saying? Basically, when cable came out. You see what I'm saying? Like, when cable came out and shit was digital as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You gotta imagine, like, motherfuckers, like, if you imagine having the ability to make TV, like, back when cable had first came out, and it was like how YouTube is right now, basically, like, you know what I'm saying? But you imagine back in the 80s when it was literally, like, barely 100 channels out. You see what I'm saying? Like, you really go back to when TV first came out, like, it was only ABC, NBC, CBS, like, it was only 3 fucking channels. You know what I'm saying? You really think about, like, them motherfuckers creating TV and knowing that, like, no matter what you put out, people was gonna watch that shit. You see what I'm saying? Because they had to. Like, you see what I'm saying? So, and then, like now we live in the age now people take it for granted. Like, it's easy as hell to stream live on YouTube. It's easy as hell to stream live on Instagram, Facebook. Like, anybody can do this shit now. But, like, you know, back in the day, you know, it's a lot oversaturated now. But, like, television was like the first. It was like literally the first form of mind control. It was like literally the most powerful form of mind control, especially in that time when cable came out, where people felt like they was going through an awakening, not knowing that, like, it was just limited technology, and that, like, the shit that in that era, like, you know what I'm saying, like, they thought they was on some shit back then. You know what I'm saying? So you imagine, like, you take that same thought, you know what I'm saying, and see how they was manipulating motherfuckers' brains. And then, like, they was looking at that shit like it was a lane, like it was a lick. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, man, we can put basically whatever the fuck we want through this motherfucker, and, like, motherfuckers is gonna watch whatever we dump through this motherfucker. And, like, that's why you think now, like, motherfuckers ain't got so oversaturated TV. Like, people don't even watch TV no more type shit. And that, like, because it's so, people are so specific. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the content now is so specific now, and then, like, you kind of laugh at the shit you used to watch. Like, you ever go back and watch the shit you used to watch in the 80s? Now you're like, man, I can't believe I used to watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you was kind of forced to watch it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, you kind of see the mind control. Like, man, I was watching, what was that shit? It was a Kicks commercial. I think it was Kicks. They had this shit. I was kicking it with my family one time, and it was a kid named Mike. You know what I'm saying? We call him Mikey. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, He eats anything. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, there was an old Kicks commercial back in the day, and they used to say that shit. It was like, give it to Mikey, he'll eat anything. Like, it was an old Kicks commercial. I didn't even know it was Kicks. We were sitting around one day, and they was like, man, get that shit to Mike, he'll eat anything. And like, my brain just, I was like, what the fuck? Where have I heard this from? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I started Googling this shit like crazy. You know what I'm saying? It came right up. It was like, give it to Mikey, he'll eat anything. Kicks commercial from the 80s. Whatever. I was like, oh shit, old Kicks commercial. And like, mind you, my girl, she was like, I ain't never heard no shit. Like, I ain't never heard no Mikey, give it to Mikey, he'll eat anything. I was like, man, you ain't never seen this shit? I was like, watch. And I clicked on it, right? I suggest y'all do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to see exactly what I'm saying. And when I clicked on that motherfucking video, we both saw it. It was so crazy. Like, we saw the witchcraft in that shit. And they're like, it was like this old ass analog frequency. It was like a like humming in the background. You know what I'm saying? It was like the old ass TV. It was like, and like just the picture, everything. Like, we both, like, our eyes got low as hell. We was like, it was like one of them old, like, I don't know if you like, you go back and watch the old Bozo episodes, like Bozo the Clown, or if you go back and just watch some of that old ass 80s TV, like, you just kind of see, like, it just puts you in this zone, like, you damn near go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, it clearly shows you how much frequency we've risen in consciousness. Like, you can't even watch that shit. Bro, man, one day, just sit back one day and just go watch some old retro TV. And you like, man, I used to watch this shit. You know, our frequency has gone up so far. We actually out. That's why everybody's out here looking. Like, man, what do I want to see? What do I want to see specifically? What do I want to see? I want to watch. Only what I want to watch and see, and like literally download that shit into my subconscious. So if you don't have no door open, if it ain't in you, it ain't in you. Like, if you ain't got no frequency in there looking for these higher conscious, higher thoughts, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't in you, you literally are like locked in. And even when it is in you, you're still not aware of how much shit you're being locked into. That's why you constantly have to expose. That's for me as a Aquarius. I'm constantly exposing myself to new shit, learning new languages, learning new systems, learning. Man, you know what? Let me show y'all some crazy shit. You want to see some crazy shit? This is why y'all sitting there watching. It might take a minute, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm gonna show y'all some shit don't nobody know about. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, it's gonna fuck your head up. You're gonna be like, oh my fucking God. Like, you're gonna be mad as fuck. Like, you know this kind of already, but you just ain't never seen it laid out exactly like what I'm about to show you. Hold on, Randy. Right. I'm gonna try to give y'all the fast forward button too. And like, this is already a fast forward version, but I'm still gonna give you another fast forward version. Check this out. This is gonna fuck your head up. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this, bro. Hello.
Energy.
Watch this.
Okay, that energy is referred to by many names and has been by many people. It's been called tachyons or monopoles. You might call it graviton. Every bit of mass, Einstein's relativity will tell us everything with even a slight bit of mass, even a photon, okay, which is supposed to have no mass, but even a photon coming from a distant star was seen to curve around the sun, okay, proving that relativity.
No. Hold on. Watch this.
I came to this work initially because of my lifelong search for the complex numbers.
Mind you, you can go back and watch this video. It's on YouTube. It's called Randy Power Vortex. I'm just trying to just give you a quick understanding of what this is. So
okay,
just watch
so around this circle, we see all the numbers we're familiar with. We start here with 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right? So those are all the single-digit numbers known. I don't know of anyone who's ever, in any of the talk I've ever done, suggested another single-digit number that exists.
Now, mind you, when I'm looking at this shit, I'm looking at Asar, Tehuti, Sakur, Mott, Het Haru, Heru Kahudi, Sobek, and Offset. So, like, and mind you, like, there's a whole set of personalities already designed for these numbers in Comedics, and what he does, he lined this shit up so cold. Like, I ain't never heard nobody ever break this shit down. Like, it totally fucks my head up that don't nobody, like, I'm giving y'all some shit that, like, don't nobody know.
Any other number is going to at least create double digits, triple digits. And what we're showing here is that if you add those numbers back together, which is a common practice in numerology, in computer science, it's called finding the digital root. Okay? What it does is it reveals an underlying pattern underneath any bigger number that you can find, or any infinite series. Everything has an underlying pattern to it, and these single-digit numbers will give you the underlying pattern. And what we're looking for in nature is patterns. When we want to model fractals, self-similar forms, all this is based on patterns. And this is a way you can create all these patterns, and you can model a higher dimensional energy, okay, and show how it's creating those patterns. So these are our simple numbers, 1 through 9. We're going in a clockwise, right-handed direction around the circle, okay?
Watch this.
So let's just, what we're saying here with this symbol is that with it, you can do all the functions of math, which is addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. There's no other known functions of math. All of those functions of math can be done
at the same damn time,
instantaneously, simultaneously. And they can be shown to be revealed in one single map, which can do every function of math, which can model every principle of physics, which can model chemistry, the periodic table, connecting it to the next number,
right, here we go.
Loneliest number.
Here we go.
Oftentimes, they say 1 is the loneliest number, or we might think of one God, one universe. It is a cohesive number, a unity. Okay? So we start with 1. What is 1 doing on this symbol? Well, if we draw a straight line connecting it to the next number, it goes to 2. And what that is called doubling. 1 doubled becomes 2. Okay. 2, if it doubles, and we follow this line again, becomes 4. 4, if we double, again following our line, becomes 8. 8 doubled then is 16. But here I have a 7. How come is that? Because if we add 6 and 1 together, we get 7. And again, we're looking for underlying the pattern, underlying the big numbers, the sequences of numbers. We have patterns of single-digit numbers. So when we get to 16, 6 and 1 is 7. So that's my next number. 16 doubled is 32. But I have a 5 here. But then again, if I add 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay. I could just as well say 7 doubled is 14. 4 plus 1 is going to be 5 too, so it doesn't matter how I do it. Okay, let's stick with 32 though. 32 doubled is going to be 64. Bring me back up here. But here I have a 1. But 6 plus 4 equals 10, and 1 plus 0 comes back to 1. Okay. 64 doubled is 128. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. And 1 plus 1 is 2. 128 doubled is 256, which reduces back to 4. 256 doubled is 512, reducing back to 8. 512 doubled is 1024, which reduces back to 7. 1024 doubled is 2048, which reduces back to 5. No matter how many times I go around, no matter what numbers I take, and no matter what combination I do, in other words, I could say this is 11, where my 2 is here, because 1 plus 1 is 2. 11 doubled is 22, and 2 plus 2 is 4. There's no possible way to break this doubling sequence. Why is that significant? Okay, because doubling is how vibration and motion occurs. And this energy, which is going to be represented by our number 9, this tachyon, monopole, what we're going to call etherons, this energy is the source of all motion, of all vibration, of all time, of heat. It's the source of life. It's what keeps everything moving forward.
So basically, in a nutshell, you see what I'm saying? Like, vortex math is, let me turn this down. Let me do like this. Vortex math is like, a lot, don't nobody know about vortex math. You see what I'm saying? But like, when you look at that pattern, you see what I'm saying?
One principle you should remember.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit to like you looking at infinity. Like when you look at 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, like it's infinity. Like what you're looking at is a pattern of how infinity goes. And when you think 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4, 4 and 4 is 8, 8 and 8 is 16, 16, 16, 32, 32, 32, 64, 64, 64, 128, 128, 126, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a doubling sequence, and then like when I was a kid, I used to do that shit all the fucking time. Like so, and like it was something about that pattern that I always had kind of known that like it's literally a doubling sequence, and like this is how DNA. This is how like when you study sacred math, sacred geometry. You know what I'm saying? They tell you the exact same shit, and they're like, what's that dude's name? Drug. That motherfucker right here, Drunvogel. Like, I don't know if y'all ever seen this. Like, this dude do a whole presentation, but like, I ain't gonna show y'all this whole shit. But like, he tell you the same shit in here. And like, this is a doubling sequence, and then like how, like when you in the baby, when you in the womb, you know what I'm saying? How when man starts to take form, it doubles. It's the same doubling sequence of life. Like, you know, where's this shit at? You know what I'm saying? This is a cold ass video too to watch. You know what I'm saying? This is right here. It's about like right here. He tell you the same shit, and they're like, this is when a baby is born, when the baby forms,
begins with a round sphere. The first one.
It starts as 1, it goes to 2, then goes to 4, then goes to 8.
The pure female energy of the round sphere called an ovum. We all began as a sphere, each one of us. Probably don't remember, but we did. And then through something called mitosis, we divided from one sphere into 2. And this is an electron microscope photograph of the real thing where we divided from 1 to 2. Then when we go from 2 to 4, using the binary sequence, it goes 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, which is one of the sequences of life. There's another really important one called the Fibonacci sequence, which we'll just lightly touch on later. It goes from 2 to 4, but when it goes to 4, it isn't just any 4, any old way. It isn't just 4 cells kind of floating around in a fluid. This is an actual photograph. Forget this one because it's beginning to go to the next level. But there's one here, one here, one here, and back here you can see the 4th one, same size. And if you drew a line between there and
so then it goes to here. So the start. I ain't gonna go take y'all through that. Y'all can watch that video too. This is called Drunvalo Kieseldek. I can never say his name. Sacred Geometry. It's a great video to watch. You know what I'm saying? After you watch the Vortex Math video, you know what I'm saying? Because you see this shit all of the time, and then like when you look at this symbol, the symbol of the Vortex Math, you know what I'm saying? That symbol, you see it a lot, and it like hold on, let me go back. Like this symbol right here.
One principle you should remember.
Like it's kind of like you see that triangle, which is the 3, 6, and the 9, and then surrounded like kind of like with the infinity. Like mind you, like when you look at can y'all see this shit? Okay, yeah. Like when you look at what's it? Infinity car logo. Is it this one? Right. See, like when you look at this is mind you, it's called Infinity. Like you know what I'm saying? This is when you look at the car logo for Infinity. What you literally see is basically kind of like the same shit as this, and they're like it's taking you through that same process. Like you know what I'm saying? Or like when you look at a Ferris wheel, same shit. You know, you see the alpha. Or you look at what's it? Folgers logo. You see the sun in the back with the mountains. It's kind of. I mean, I'm kind of pushing it here, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But when I be looking, I see that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see this all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? The pyramid with the you look at the with the AOL logo. I think it's like in here, same kind of shit. You know, yeah. So yeah, mind you, like, you know, I'm not saying that they did this, you know, because of that logo. You know, I'm just saying the subconscious, the mind, it forms these shapes and it forms like it's a sequence that plays out in your subconscious, and you don't know what the fuck it is. Like, you're saying, and people take it and use it to draw you in, like to draw you toward, like you think that this is real per se, and then like you look at this logo and you say, well, America Online. You're like, well, what the fuck is America Online? Some shit somebody fucking made up, and they took the shapes, they took this shit and made, you see what I'm saying? They took a craft and made someone, and this is literally what life is made of, and like you look at the symbol of infinity, like you're literally taking like, man, goddamn, I don't want to get too side, like motherfuckers gonna start leaving the goddamn. I don't know, y'all can leave if you want to fucking leave. I said I was not gonna do this because like, a big part of my channel is acting stupid, believe it or not. Like, I shouldn't be telling y'all this, but we talking about Tehuti, but like, a very big, like, and a lot of people can see through it, and they're like, a big part of my channel is like playing up to the stereotype and like playing fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? But it stems from, believe it or not, it stems from it. I be sitting up studying shit like this all motherfucking night. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? And that's where the craft plays in. And they're like, I'm taking literally all this scientific shit, and then like I'm dumbing it down to like basically give it to you like a piece of cake. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, same shit, like one of the big things about Sylvester Stallone when he did Rocky, and they like, you remember like Sylvester Stallone totally directed Rocky, wrote this shit, acted the whole shit out and everything, but he's acting like a fucking idiot in the whole movie. And they're like you look at the character Rocky, like his fucking brain is fucked up and he's kind of slow, but like literally Sylvester Stallone is a fucking genius. You see what I'm saying? So like, it takes a certain type of geniuses to play a fucking idiot in a goddamn movie. And like, most people want to portray themselves like super smart, super fucking like, you know what I'm saying, intelligent and shit like that, but like, the same shit like Rick Ross. Rick Ross is Aquarius. This motherfucker is highly intelligent, but he played a motherfucking role like a character. He played that shit so real, you think that's who the fuck he really is. Like, that is not who the fuck he is at all. People know this Rick Ross. People know Rick Ross is a goddamn cop, and people still don't give a fuck. They still believe that shit is that real. You see what I'm saying? So like, he really dumbs himself down. Jay-Z, same shit. Motherfuckers dumb themselves down. You see what I'm saying? And they're like, you know, so I don't want to get too, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, scientific on y'all, you know what I'm saying, doing this shit, but like, it's a lot. I ain't gonna even show y'all that shit, you know what I'm saying, but it's a lot of shit out here that they take and put it in front of your face, like I say, to, you know, draw you in and you know what I'm saying, stop you from forming your craft. You know what I'm saying, because this shit is calcified in your brain, so you think this is what life is, so you don't think that your power is as powerful as it is. You don't think that your craft is as strong as you don't think that you're gonna have an influence because you be worried about what people think. You say, okay, well, I'll put this video out and ain't nobody watch this shit, I'm not gonna do that no more. It's like, no, like, believe, like, that's one thing Poe taught me. Like, Poe, you know what I'm saying, like, Poe is a motherfucker, he don't care if nobody, like, he share that shit for himself. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, he share the link, he just keep sharing God body shit, and then like, if you show up and like it, you show up and like it. If you don't, you don't. He don't give a fuck. He just run the goddamn system. Like, you know what I'm saying, every time. Like, that's one thing I learned from him, is to stop being so reactive to, you know what I'm saying, whether or not people is feeling it or not. It's like, man, just do what you do, and like, the people who gonna feel it. You see what I'm saying? And like, that's a big part of the craft, and like, a lot of the hesitation that people get plays into that. And they're like, you see what I'm saying, like, just social media, and like, man, where do I even start? And they're like, ain't nobody following me, so if ain't nobody following me, I don't want to put it out. And so, you know what I'm saying? So, but like, you know what I'm saying, the more you write, the more better you get at you know what I'm saying, at formulating this shit. So like, you look at all, man, fuck it, I'm gonna show y'all this real quick. I'm gonna show y'all this shit. What the fuck is this shit? Let me see if I can find this shit. This is a scene from Iron. I hope they don't flag the video for this. It starts right, the arc reactor.
How many languages do you speak?
Hello. But apparently not enough for this place. They speak Arabic, Urdu,
Oh.
What is that?
That's palladium, 0.15 grams. You need at least 1.6, so why don't you go break down the other 11? Call you.
Hold on, I think they already flagging my shit. But like, hold on, I'm not going to play this shit because they already fuck around. But like, if you know this scene, I'm just going to play clips. Like, I don't want them to flag my shit. Am I already flagged? They'll flag my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he making right there. You know what I'm saying? That reactor is from the same concept of like that vortex math. You know what I'm saying? It started out a circle that he put in his chest that you see right here. Am I flagged, man? Did they already flag my goddamn video? Oh, man. Can y'all hear me? Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Time out. Time the fuck out. Time out. Time out. Time out. Are we good? Are we good? I think we good. Somebody tell me something, man. Are we good? I don't know, man. This shit look like... On my end, it's totally fucking up right now. Some Smith shit. Okay, alright. So, yeah, in this scene, he put the reactor in his chest. You see what I'm saying? But what happened is, you know what I'm saying? If you know Iron Man... I don't want to play this scene. Obviously, this shit fucking up. So I'm saying, but if you know this scene, Iron Man, you can go watch this shit yourself. You know what I'm saying? He puts this shit in his chest. And then, it started to kill him. You know what I'm saying? At first, it worked. But then it started to kill him. So then he had to make another one.
I hope you're ready.
That was the shape of a triangle. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, let me see. The other one, it was the 369 code. You know what I'm saying? It was this one. Like, he had to make a triangle piece that saved him. You know what I'm saying? So you see the same symbolism. You know what I'm saying? And MIU is giving him life. It's like a code of infinity life. You know what I'm saying? So like, I would love to show y'all these scenes, but you have to go watch it yourself, and I don't want them to flag my shit. You see what I'm saying? But I think y'all get the point in that, like, the craft of like I can sit here and show you these symbols, but like these symbols are codes of manifestation. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like you gotta work this shit. Like, you see him making this, like that's the craft. Like, he actually made this. It's not the scene of this. It's not. On one hand, I'm sure you kind of intrigued that yes, it's a circle and it's a triangle for the sake of synchronicity and coincidence. Yes, that is intriguing, but more importantly, what I'm really trying to get you to understand is, you know what I'm saying, the craft of what he did. He actually made that shit. You see what I'm saying? And like, that's what I'm trying to get y'all to do. That's what I'm trying to inspire y'all to do, is that like to use these are symbols of life, and that they create life, and that you understand this is the vortex math is an infinity code, but when you combine that with kinetics, you know what I'm saying, the processor, this is literally like the processor that's sitting in my head that allows me to create and do the things that I do. And that's why, like, y'all just hear the words come out of my mouth and it sounds a certain way. You're like, what the, this shit crazy. You know what I mean? But like, it's a process, nigga. This is like kind of how the processor look. You know what I'm saying? That like, I'm still, there's still degrees of separation in me explaining it to you, but like, I'm literally giving you like some ruthless ass symbols, and they're like, at the root of my fucking goddamn it Pentium 5 whatever processor that's sitting up inside my brain neurons. Like, I'm literally downloading my fucking neurons into your fucking brain. Like, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, you know what I'm saying, you fucking around, I'll give you another resource to try. Check this out. It's called Cowboy Bebop. I'm not gonna show you, but I don't know if you heard of Cowboy Bebop, but episode 23, it's called Brain Scratch. Yeah, I guess, yeah. They you might be able to find on YouTube episode 23 of Cowboy Bebop. It's an episode called Brain Scratch. I saw this shit years ago when I was in like fucking high school, and that shit it's stuck with me for fucking years. You know what I'm saying? It's literally exactly what we talking about. It's like downloading your fucking subconscious. Great fucking episode to watch. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to show it on, like I said, I don't want them to flag the video, but like, man, I highly suggest you find Cowboy Bebop episode 23 and watch that shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn this shit off. So yeah, so you know, like I showed you the scenes of Iron Man, you know what I'm saying, and I could give y'all lots of resources like this, you know what I'm saying, where they show you the craft, like not just the craft too, but like how the unseen basically becomes a scene. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's Sobek. That's law number 8 in comedics. It's Sobek. You know, it's this the unseen crossing over to the scene, especially controlled by voice, and like the words just coming out your mouth ain't just words and like letters and shit. It's like they frequencies and codings and symbols. Like, so they literally form the reality of what we consider life. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it was this which you heard, I don't know if you guys ever heard of a guy named what the fuck is his name? Oh my god, what the fuck is his name? The guy used to take a shitload of DMT. I can't even think of his name. What's that guy's name, man? Oh god, this is really gonna fuck with me. What is that guy's name? This guy used to take a shitload of DMT. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know what DMT is, but it's some shit that looks like pure fucking it's like pure fucking pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? And Terrence McKenna, that's his name, Terrence McKenna. You know what I'm saying? He said when you take DMT, the shit that you see, he said, is basically like you kind of seeing angels speak realities into existence. Basically, he said it's fucking impossible. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, he was saying like it was like these elves and like clowns and dwarfs speaking whole worlds into existence, and in those worlds we're speaking other worlds into existence. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you look at a kaleidoscope, or like not a kaleidoscope, but like you ever watch like Windows when we used to play the music back in the day, and how they used to have like those fucking things that do like this, and they form like, you know, them patterns and shit that they have. Like, it's kind of like a kaleidoscope, and how one like fractal patterns, almost like how one fractal leads to the next and leads to the next and one leads to the next. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's kind of what he was describing. And then like on one half it's gonna look like angels speaking worlds into existence, but like from a distance it's just gonna look like fractal patterns, like growing, like one thing growing into the next. And it's literally how you see cells, like babies grow. Like, if you was watching that shit and fast forward, you would see like cells just growing on top of each other and forming mass, like from nowhere. Man, this shit is coming from nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's coming from the ether, like literally forming mass into. This is also where tumors come from in the motherfucking body. Motherfucker get cancer. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, it's fucking, this shit comes from nothing. It just grows. You know what I'm saying? So the force behind that is like motherfuckers call it the Fibonacci sequence, or the same shit that makes plants grow. Like the same force, the photosynthesis and shit like that. The shit that makes well, photosynthesis is really like the digestion of the fucking light and water, but like the growth, the part that makes the cells multiply and grow and double. You know what I'm saying? And then how that flows through you, and how you're able to pass that energy on to other people. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like a plant, or like growth. Like, you, like there's a scene in the Matrix where Neo went into Trinity and pulled a bullet out of her and like pumped the life back into her type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're connected through this force. We just don't know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? It radiates through 10 fingers and 10 toes. You know what I'm saying? So knowing the math, knowing the numbers, knowing how to translate it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can only show you, I mean, I can only tell you so much, but like, it's going to play out in your brain. You know what I'm saying? And it flows through your body. You know what I'm saying? It's a peaceful experience because it connects you, you know what I'm saying, connects you with the rest of the world, man. You know what I'm saying? We are creations, but we also have the gift of creativity. Like, we can create ourselves. So if you're not creating, you're not doing your calendar, you're not, you know what I'm saying, fifth dimensionally, you know what I'm saying, laying out your path, you know what I'm saying? If you're not doing that shit, man, get on that shit, bro. Look at your calendar. Don't look at it like a calendar. These are fucking time travel devices, man. You know what I'm saying? Get good at that shit. Get multiple calendars. And the more you get better, you're going to start to see, the better you start time traveling. You know what's going to happen is that, just like I was telling you, you're going to start seeing Smith show up every day. And then like you gonna write down every day. You go, okay, look, like today I got this going on. But trust me, like as soon as I get on this day, I'm just waiting for Smith to show up and throw that shit off. And then like on every day you're gonna be able to draw Smith, and then you're gonna see the exact element that's coming along and throwing you off. Like you're gonna be like, fuck man, I had a whole plan of shit I was supposed to do today, but somebody came through me. And it's okay that this happens. You just want to make sure that you recognize, you know what I'm saying? Because like I was very hard on myself. You see what I'm saying? It was very hard on myself. You know what I'm saying? And then like I would get depressed when I couldn't keep up. Man, it's a whole look. Let me show y'all something real quick. Let me see that talk, y'all. This whole other shit. Like y'all don't even know. Like let me turn this up. Y'all see that? That's a whole nother set of planets up there. You see what I'm saying? That I'm really actually behind them. You see what I'm saying? And then like take this down. Like let me show y'all this. Like you know, see that? It's a whole nother set of planets with a chalkboard and everything right behind that. You see what I'm saying? So. Like all around me, I'm writing shit down. I'm constantly like just I'm constantly creating new systems. This whole shit gonna fall right where we lie. I should just let it fall. But yeah, I'm constantly creating. Yep, there we go. There we go, motherfucker. There we go, nigga. But yeah, I'm constantly creating new symbols and shit to try to. I'm constantly making new. Boy, stop playing. I'm constantly making like new shit to try to. I know this shit gonna fall. I'm, you know what I'm saying, to try to put my brain there before I get there. You see what I'm saying? I don't never like to. I'm constantly becoming that person. I never was like this. I was never like this. So, but I'm starting to become that person that don't like doing shit unless it ain't planned out. And I'm starting to stop hanging around people that can't plan shit out. And then like the other thing too, you know about college students, man. The only difference a lot of times between college students and motherfuckers who from the street or like who got street smart or consciousness is that college students went to fucking class and that like they be dumb as hell, but it's just that they fucking showed up, participated, and the teacher pushed them through the goddamn system 9 times out of 10. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't to take nothing away from, you know what I'm saying, because it is a lot of work to get a PhD or a bachelor's degree, or associate's degree, you know what I'm saying? But like ultimately, like a very big part of that is just showing up, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people just don't show up. It's a lot of the same reasons why a lot of veterans don't get their fucking benefits. It's because they don't show up. They don't, like, motherfuckers just don't show up. It's the same reason why the TV station I'm dealing with, it's an opportunity for motherfuckers to come on, get on TV, get their film done, shit like that. Motherfuckers don't show up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you gotta remember, it's like only less than 5% of the population even invests. Less, like, you know what I'm saying? Less than fucking 10% of the population even use their fucking imagination. I think it's like the 5% that say it's like 5%. So then, like, I think it's like the 15% is hand they shit over to the other, you know what I'm saying, to the 5%, and like 85% of the population is basically like stupid. Like they don't even know what imagination is type shit. They only have they don't create shit. They don't leave shit behind. They just like here and gone type shit. It's like 85% of the world population. Not just on the earth, but like in existence of like everybody who came through this motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So like you gotta remember that like, you know, the higher up that you get in your degrees of whatever it is you're trying to do, the less and less people you're going to find up there. If you're surrounded by a lot of people, then your brain, you're going to have a lot of thoughts. You know, the higher up you get, you start to have just, you know what I'm saying, one set of thoughts and one set of system of doing things that works for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you want to get your brain at. You know what I'm saying? But, man, on that, I didn't talk motherfucking, what the fuck time? It's goddamn 3 o'clock in the morning down there, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't ran my motherfucking mouth for, hours on end. I appreciate Jay came and you've been hanging out with me this whole time. You've been looking at hella motherfucking comments. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We gonna make history, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know it. I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't just feel it like it's literally what the fuck we doing. You can really make history. You know what I'm saying? That we get Houston on TV. You know what I'm saying? We have a national network. You know what I'm saying? Reaches over fucking 100 million people. You know what I'm saying? I get over fucking, you talking like, where are we at now? 10, 20. At least fucking 30, 40 hours a week on television through Comcast television right now, nationwide. You know what I'm saying? Every fucking week. You know what I'm saying? If you add up all them hours, you know what I'm saying? It's about 40 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? Nationwide. So it's a lot of fucking airtime. You know what I'm saying? That I get through Comcast. So like, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, like, we get a slot in Houston, that's just gonna add another, 3-4 hours, or however many, how much time they get. That's gonna add more airtime to it. So like, it's fucking nuts, man. You know what I'm saying? So that airtime ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? The value is constantly increasing. It's not based on popularity. It's based on demographics. It's based on, you know what I'm saying, shit that, you know what I'm saying, real value is based on. It's not based on fucking fairy tale value. It's based on, like, you know what I'm saying, the ability to sit a motherfucker down and show them exactly what we can expose them to. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we gonna make history. Not because, you know what I'm saying, we gonna get a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, drones, you know what I'm saying, following it just to create hype. It's like, nah, this is some shit you can literally retire from. You know what I'm saying? So that's the lick. But nothing too. I want to tell y'all. Last thing before I go. You know, so I'll make this real quick. You know what I'm saying? I guess most of the people in my age demographic, you know, so probably was around sometime my age demographic. I'm guessing somewhere in your 30s. You know what I'm saying? Maybe early 40s, late 20s, somewhere. You know what I'm saying? If you in that age demographic, you know what I'm saying? Right now is I can like, and mind you, like you hear like there's certain shit about my channel, like you know, you gotta remember. I know y'all hear this shit, but then like it's one thing to hear it, but then it's another thing to actually do it. Like this is kind of the theme of what we're talking about, like the actual craft, like to actually do this shit. You know what I'm saying? But like you in an age group right now, and they're like, I'll tell you like this, like when you get into your 50s, 60s, you know what I'm saying? 70s, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? At some point, your body gonna start to decay. Your body gonna break down. You're gonna start getting sick. And you're gonna have to go to the hospital and you're gonna have to fucking die. It's part of the motherfucking game. Now, you start preparing for that shit right now. You see what I'm saying? They're like, you're closer to your retirement than you are to high school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you start getting to that age group, you know what I'm saying? You want to start planning for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be forced. You know what I'm saying? When you dying and it's the, you know what I'm saying, you going toward the end, you do not want to be forced into uncomfortable situations. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't think about it now because you're not going through it because your body's not decaying. But like when you gotta go to the hospital sometimes and watch motherfuckers who's sick and who like on their way out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because you start to see like the difference between the motherfucker who planned for this shit versus the motherfucker who didn't plan for this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's one time in your life that you want to be able to make the decisions, all of the decisions that you want to make is at that time when you start getting sick. You know what I'm saying? Like you need control over that. You need that peace of mind. You don't want to be worried about your bills. You don't want to be worried about your family. Like you need that peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? And like you want to start working on that shit right fucking now. You know what I'm saying? And a big part of that is planning your retirement, planning, you know what I'm saying, and like saving, investing. You know what I'm saying? I'm with a company, you know what I'm saying, that literally saved my motherfucking life, nigga. And they're like, they literally set up my whole fucking retirement right now. Like I got a whole retirement shit set up right fucking now. You know what I'm saying? That I watch that shit like a hawk. You know what I'm saying? And I learned so much from that shit. And then like I'm literally time traveling, like Poe called the old man lit, and that like, you know what I'm saying? I could literally get to that point in my life right now and be content. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the shit that I learned from them. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? If you need help, you know what I'm saying? If you need help, you know what I'm saying, sending your kids to college, or if you need help, you know what I'm saying, planning for a retirement, or if you need help just like long, you know what I'm saying, it's a place you going anyway. You going to this place. So I'm saying, so like if you need help just steering in that direction, you know what I'm saying? I know the perfect motherfuckers that you can meet. You know what I'm saying? That touch that shit on a spiritual level, and they're like, you know what I'm saying, where it's like it go from your, like I'm talking about a lot of shit right now is up in your head, but it moves from your head into your heart when you really start to see, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I done seen motherfuckers die, and like my financial planner, you know what I'm saying, have to go take checks to the family, like fucking checks for like $400,000-$500,000 after motherfucker beat and died. You see what I'm saying? And just like what it do to the family, how the family be fighting over it and shit, and you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to get into how ugly that shit can get when you be dealing with people who don't plan this shit. You see what I'm saying? And they're like, we see this all the time in families, and it happens over and over again, and we just shake our head, and then we don't do shit. And like, you see what I'm saying? And that's like, Same shit I'm talking about. The whole theme of this video is like actually just doing that shit, and they're like, you know what I'm saying, getting the fuck up and going to go talk to a financial planner and planning your retirement, planning you know, for your kids to go to school, planning for, you know what I'm saying, to buy a house, or planning to you know what I'm saying, planning a funeral, planning your own funeral, you know what I'm saying, like, so your kids ain't got to pay for that shit, and having all that shit already taken care of. You see what I'm saying? Like, there is nothing wrong with doing this. The problem is that it's kind of lonely doing it, and they're like, it's some shit for you. But like, if you already up this motherfucking late watching videos like this, you know what I'm saying, you already kind of, I guess, I don't want to say lonely, but you already alone, like, you already kind of alone in this motherfucking universe already. You know this shit. So like, you don't want to get abstract with these thoughts, man. Like, you don't want these thoughts to make you go crazy. Like, you want to start doing something with these thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be abstract with astrology and fucking spirituality and just some shit to talk about. And like, I can sit there and run my fucking mouth for fucking hours, and like, yeah, y'all sit there and be entertained by the shit, but like, what the fuck is the point if you're not actually doing nothing with it? Like, you see what I'm saying? I want a channel of people who planning their retirements, who putting out content on TV, who fucking investing. Like, I don't want a bunch of motherfuckers who sit around and smoke weed all day and fucking talk and make it like you take. I know you follow my channel. Obviously, you probably find yourself saying the shit that I'm saying. Like, y'all probably take a lot of my shit and use it in day-to-day conversation. I'm sure it's great, but like, at the same time, it's not just running your fucking mouth. It's actually doing shit. It's actually, you know what I'm saying, being around people that make you uncomfortable type shit. Like going to, you know what I'm saying, I sit at a lot of seminars and shit around people in suits who fucking breath stink and fucking they stiff as hell and they ain't got no rhythm whatsoever. And I'm there where I be the only black motherfucker there, like soaking up, you know what I'm saying, information from people I can't stand, that I don't even want to be around. They fucking make my skin crawl just thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? But like, I still go there and make myself uncomfortable because I know it's going to make my fucking, the degrees of what I'm saying even more intrepid. You know what I'm saying? They're like, believe it or not, a lot of the shit that I'm saying is not mind-blowing per se. And they're like, I'm sitting there talking to y'all about stocks, but trust me, like, when it comes to my stock portfolio, I'm very insecure. Like, I'm nowhere where I want to be with my stock portfolio. You know what I'm saying? But to y'all hear that shit and it sound like fucking, oh my god, he's so fucking smart. It's like, man, shit, nigga. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know half of what the fuck. Like, the motherfuckers I be studying, I don't know half of what the fuck they know. You see what I'm saying? And like I'm still trying to just give y'all that little piece of what the fuck. I'm just trying to inspire y'all motherfuckers to, like, at least just to start looking in that direction. And they're like, y'all looking at me like I got answers when I'm trying to tell y'all. And they're like, man, I'm just at the beginning of this shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? And I'm still young. You see what I'm saying? And they're like, but I'm so confident in my formula because I'm so separated. Like, I can see the separation in the practicality of what I'm doing. I can see the separation when I get around people who still bullshit. You see what I'm saying? That's why I really, you know what I'm saying, we was talking about Jay King earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jay, so I really got a lot of respect for him for sending me the email. Like, man, I totally fucked up. I hold myself accountable. I fucked up. So it's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? You don't even know. That's way more. That shit is gold. That shit is better than communication. Communication is better than gold. Communication is better than gold because you can have gold and lose it due to lack of communication. I'm going to say it one more time. Communication is better than gold because you can have gold and lose it due to lack of communication. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? And practice makes perfect. So keep practicing at what you're doing. Keep doing, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Make sure you check who you listen to. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a dope fiend with this astrology shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I break down astrology real good. You know what I'm saying? But like, you don't want to be a crackhead with this shit. And then like, you know what I'm saying? You sit up fiending, studying astrology all night. You see what I'm saying? Fucking letting your brain go through these spirals and then not even doing it. It's like, what the fuck you gonna do with that shit? You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Plant seeds. Right now, it's March 1st. Right now, start planting seeds. And not just in your backyard. And I ain't talking about going to go get a big-ass trash can full of dirt and filling it up with dirt and throwing your weed seeds in there. I'm talking about, like, some seeds for your life. Like, start thinking about your retirement. Start thinking about putting your kids through college. Start thinking about, you know what I'm saying, buying real estate. Start thinking about, you know what I'm saying, investing. You know what I'm saying? Not investing to get rich, but, like, studying just for the sake of having a trade. You know what I'm saying? I studied stocks for 3 years before I made my first trade, and then and I started to see that this was a trade within itself, and just knowing, like, just studying stocks alone, and not just stocks, but the business, the market itself, knowing what the fuck. Like right now, y'all don't, like today, Donald Trump just passed. They about to pass a law and put a tariff on all steel and aluminum. They just said this shit today. You know what I'm saying? That totally fucked the whole market up. I mean, like the market dropped like fucking hell, like I think like a whole point, like a percent, like. The market dropped 1%. That's a fucking big drop. You know what I'm saying? The whole market dropped 1% today. You know what I'm saying? But like it dropped even more than that the other day. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you don't know this shit, you know what I'm saying? That literally changed the whole industry, the whole fucking steel industry. Like, if you got any type of business with metal right now, your business just fucking dropped like a fucking huge percent because of the fucking tax that they about to put on steel and aluminum. You see what I'm saying? So they changed the whole demographic of all of America across the whole board. You think about railroads, about business, everything got metal and aluminum in it. So they about to raise the value of that shit is going up. So everybody who invests start thinking about what businesses are affected by this, and they start planting their seeds right now. They start saying, okay, well, because this changed, this is going to change, and this is going to offset this by this much, and this, like, you know what I'm saying? This by, like, you got to start thinking like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, a lot of people trade stocks are like fucking witchcraft. Like, these motherfuckers basically practice witchcraft, and like the same thing about numbers and shit like that, and they're like formulating hypotheses, and like, okay, well, they're changing the steel market, and that means this is going to raise this much because these motherfuckers bring in $30 billion because of their steel, but if the steel goes up 10%, then it's going to raise they value by 10%, which is going to give them an extra $300,000 profit. Like they, or $30,000 profit, whatever. Like, they sit there and do this type of shit, and then follow the stats just to see if they was right. And if they was right, then they see that they are, that makes you a better investor. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, even if they didn't make the trade, you know what I'm saying? The notion of studying this shit, forming a hypothesis and seeing if it's right or wrong based on real data instead of, you know what I'm saying, your feelings and shit like that. Like, this is the difference between like people who can study like astrology and shit like that. And they're like, man, like, can you actually practically synthesize this shit? Can you actually, you know what I'm saying, formulate a hypothesis, write it down, and do it? You know what I'm saying? The more you study astrology, the more you start studying the spirituality shit, the less and less likely you're going to be able to do that shit. I'm telling you some real shit. You know what I'm saying? And that you probably already see this shit in yourself. This is also the difference between comedics and tarot. And then, like, tarot is more like some air sign shit, and like comedics is more like some earth sign shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, that comedic shit gonna ground you. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna show you like if you're not doing that shit or not. You know what I'm saying? And fucking with my channel, you get the fast forward button through all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give it to you in the raw. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all motherfuckers I was gonna leave like goddamn it 15 minutes ago, and I still up here running my goddamn mouth, man. It's some fucked up shit. I need fucking help, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all actually listen to this shit and see the value in it. You know what I'm saying? Still fucking amazes me. You know what I'm saying? And then, even if y'all wasn't listening, I'd still be sitting there talking to the fucking computer about my goddamn self. And they're like, I do this shit for my motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? Because the same motherfuckers who tell me I'm crazy sit back and fucking be on Facebook all day sharing memes, laughing at the same fucking jokes out there. I'm like, okay, well, if I'm crazy, I'm gonna stay right the fuck here in the crazy land. You know what I'm saying? Because last time I checked, I ain't missing a goddamn thing on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, man, trust me. All that shit is for the fucking network. I use that shit strictly for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the motherfucker who find my page, and when they go back and research all my motherfucking files, you see it take you years to get through all of goddamn files. It take you fucking years. Because I've been on my shit. And I know when I'm dead, that shit's still gonna be sitting right there. So my body don't matter. Time don't matter. So whether I live or die, it don't fucking matter. Like, I was here on my planet. I did the shit I was supposed to do. I said the shit I was supposed to say. I helped the people I was supposed to help. I smoked the weed I was supposed to smoke. I didn't, ain't a bunch of excuses. It wasn't no ifs, ands, or like, no, nigga, I did the goddamn thing, motherfucker. Give me my motherfucking crowd. But give me my motherfucking blood. Give me my motherfucking kids. Give me my motherfucking wife. Give me my motherfucking pussy. And I'm gonna check out this motherfucker. And I appreciate y'all for bearing witness to this shit, man, because you only get one motherfucking life. And trust, if there's anywhere I want to be in this planet, trust me, it's right here, man. Like, you know what I'm saying, doing what I'm doing, broadcasting. Like, you know what I'm saying, I would love to go to Hollywood. I would love to shake their hands and meet them people out there. But, like, trust me, like, I do not see them people as, like, you know what I'm saying, I know these motherfucking signs. You know, it's different, like, when you know these motherfucking signs and you study them motherfuckers the way I study it. Like, you see the problems, you know their strengths. Like, I see the shit different. Like, yeah, I would love to meet Will Smith. I would love to meet fucking Kanye and Jay. I would love to meet them, but, like, I would never want to be, like, friends with these motherfuckers and, like, hang out with these motherfuckers every day and shit like that. Like, I never, like, I'm always comfortable in my own zone putting out my own content. You know what I'm saying? And, like, that's what I always wanted to do. And, like, you know what I'm saying, the people going to follow me is the people that's going to follow me. You see what I'm saying? I don't look as, like, that's another, like, people, like, somebody just said this shit on my page the other day. It was like, man, this channel could really blow up. I was like, blow up? Like, I mean, I know what that concept means, but, like, in my mindset, I'm looking at you like, what the fuck do that mean in regards to me? Like, blow up? What do you mean fuck blow up? Like, have a whole bunch of random people, like, looking at the page and shit like that's blowing up to you? Like, that, to me, that's not blowing up. Like, blowing up to me is, like, when I get on the market every day and trade and options and watch my account numbers, like, go green and actually blow up. Like, when I look at them and see I made a $1,500 trade, that's blowing up to me. Like, blowing up to me is not being famous. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, that ain't what the shit is about. You fuck with my channel. Like, this shit is about motherfucking practicality. You know what I'm saying? That's what the whole theme of this show was really about. You know what I'm saying? So I took y'all through a lot of dimensions. We time traveled. I told y'all I was about to go like 4 times. I even told y'all I was about to go. I'm about to go like twice. So I'm really about to go this time, like, for real. So if anybody want to hit me up, hit me at K-Blao at hotmail.com. I got an email today. A random ass email. She's like, oh my God, thank you so much for your videos. And, like, I might not get emails like this all the time, but, like, the one I got today was just so fucking, it was just like, she was like literally screaming through the goddamn email. She was like, thank you, oh my God, your videos, God bless you in knowledge and spirituality, and you are a blessing, and thank you so much. I was like, well, damn, I was drunk as hell. I don't even know what video you talking about. I'll be fucked up on every video. I don't even remember. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But it was love. So, like, if you want to drop me an email, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like, you know what I'm saying, the pastor, and they're like, yeah, I'll talk shit, but I would never, like, put you out there. I would never say who is who. You know what I'm saying? I, believe it or not, I'll tell you some other shit. Like, I'll tell a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the stories I be telling y'all, I be tweaking them motherfuckers, and it's like kind of like how they do in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I don't tell exactly who's who. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I do respect the privacy. Like, even though I do, you know what I'm saying, give the information out, I don't never put motherfuckers out there on blast like that. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, unless you did some straight bogus shit. You know what I'm saying? Or I know that you can take it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, me and you kind of cool like that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? You know, they don't give a fuck. I put you out there like that. Like Mako, I talk about Mako all the time. I talk about Poe all the time because they're my niggas. But, like, you know what I'm saying? If you send me an email, if you come to me for a reading or some shit like that, I won't never, like, you know what I'm saying, put you personally, your business out there. You know what I'm saying? So just know that. You know what I'm saying? So drop me an email, or you can, you know what I'm saying, send me some weed, send me some money. You know what I'm saying? I take weed payments, money, obviously. You send me some White House, some Dutchess. So you send me some of these. Let's fuck with these. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. Peace. How you stop this shit?